Microphone check 1 2 1 2 3 4.
Mic check 1 2 3 4. Mic check 1 2 3 4.
Welcome to UNYCHL Ringside, the official podcast of the Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League, featuring in-depth coverage of the league through the voices of its players and coaches. Here are Aaron Alpert and League Commissioner John Marchese.
And John, we have a number of compelling storylines going into second semester play. All four divisions still have some things to be sorted out, specifically the West and Metro divisions. Those two races look like they'll go all the way until the end of the regular season.
Yeah, it looks that way. And, I mean, that's ultimately what we want, you know. It's a little stressful for them when it comes to booking ice times or whatever, basically on how our format works. But, I mean, that's why we do what we do. We award the division winners.
And then we look from the league perspective to a little bit of the big picture look, and it's about the time where we could start looking at which UNYCHL teams could potentially make it to CHF Nationals this year.
Yes, so we are guaranteed 4 auto bids. The top 3 ranked teams will automatically go. The 4th one is a discretionary measure picked by me and our board.
Is there a possibility of getting more than 4 teams, you think?
If I were a betting man, and I'm not usually a successful one, but I'm going to give you a number here. Just from what I know, I like 6. I think we're going to end up with 6 teams. Just again, there's things that I know, certain schools, certain conferences doing things. Conferences are allowed to pick their 4 any way they want. The ACC, for example, it's the 4 teams that make their semifinals. So if there's a major upset, that 8 seed or whatever else, they're going to the dance.
Well, it certainly makes every game in the second semester that much more important for the teams that are hoping to make it to Philadelphia. One of the other things that we at least have to consider as we look at the second half of the season is that it's really tough to ignore high school games, youth hockey games, all levels of hockey having some sort of impact from COVID. Are you anticipating that second semester play here in our league will be at least a little bit more of a challenge?
Yeah, we're already seeing that. I mean, we've had this weekend, we've had 2 games canceled. Well, canceled, pushed back. I mean, postponed. You use whatever word you want. I mean, the division games are the ones that count, and you know we're going to do whatever we can to get those in.
It might take, the rest of the year might take just a little bit more added flexibility and adaptability just to get it through in a proper fashion.
Yes, correct. I mean, we have a good. I don't know if I want to use the word culture, but we got a good system here where guys work together. A lot of them like to credit me, and I hate talking about myself with this, but that's the first thing I do is if a team can't make a game, I immediately will say, hey, hold the ice slot if you want. Let me go find somebody. Let's make something of this rather than just scrapping the thing. We had a prime example coming up Saturday night where Fredonia is going to be going to Niagara University. There was another team scheduled to play Niagara who was told by the school that they couldn't do it and got pushed back. So Fredonia's itching for games. Niagara's one of those on the cuffs that, they want to make nationals, and Fredonia could too, with a strong second semester. So it's a perfect scenario there.
And lastly with you here, excited to announce that we are expanding the podcast, and with that, adding in live game broadcasts. The first UNYCHL Rinkside live broadcast will be this weekend, and it's a Metro Division matchup. Sunday afternoon with Brockport visiting Niagara. And at least for me, John, this seemed like a natural progression.
Yeah, it was. And obviously this is something I know that you and others have wanted. And I would have you do as many games as possible if it was practical. I mean, it's just what it comes down to. So this is a good start, good stepping stone. I mean, hopefully we get another couple in, to finish out the year, and we see how it goes from there.
To help preview our first live broadcast, we reached out to players from each side. In a moment, Brockport defenseman Ben Leach, but first, Niagara captain Zach Briggs. Zach, tell me, as captain of a first-year team, how do you think the first half of the year went?
Honestly, I think it went pretty good. We didn't really know what to expect, but got to be happy with the record. We figured out all the kinks early in the season, and we finished off last semester strong, so hopefully we can carry that into this semester.
As you look back on the first half, are there any highlights that stand out?
Yeah, early in the season, we actually played Upstate. Obviously, you know that we had 2 really good games to start off. Kind of opened our eyes and let us know what the standard was going to be for the season.
What do you, as we look ahead to the second half of the season, what are some of the goals?
Obviously, we're just trying to carry the momentum we ended off with, see what happens in the playoffs. We're trying to stay humble as a group, but yeah, just taking it one game at a time.
On Sunday, we get a chance to see you guys in person. You'll be facing off against Brockport in a divisional game. Beat them 4-2 earlier this year in November. What do you remember about that matchup?
Yeah, that was a hard-fought game. Both teams, very physical game. We came together. We had a couple injuries, a couple guys go down. Bench was short, but we all fought and really came together.
As you look ahead for the rest of the season, excited about the potential playoff race in the Metro Division? There are 3 or 4 teams just kind of all bunched up there together.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd be lying if I said we weren't talking about it, but yeah, again, we're trying to take it one step at a time.
Looking ahead to the game on Sunday, what should I keep an eye on in terms of the keys for victory for Niagara, you think?
I think we're gonna have to not back down from their physical play. I think everyone's learning we're a fast team, but we're not afraid to get into the dirty areas too. So that's probably my biggest key for us right now.
We shift from the Purple Eagles to the Golden Eagles, the Niagara opponent on Sunday. Brockport defenseman Ben Leach now joins us on the program. Ben, you guys have been off for quite a while at this point in the season. I got to imagine that you're looking forward to getting back on the ice.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. Our first semester got cut a little short. We had some COVID issues, so we had to have a couple practices canceled and our last game canceled, which is the rescheduled game Sunday. So we're ready to get back at it.
What were your thoughts on how the first half went?
I think we started pretty well. Kind of fell off towards the end of the semester, but that was just because we were playing some better teams, some good teams. We had to play Bonaventure, Niagara, UB, all pretty good teams. A couple of exciting games. We had a couple overtime wins, which is always fun, and a shootout win. We like to keep it close, I guess.
It seemed like there for a stretch in the season, every game that you guys played went to overtime or a shootout. Yeah,
it was pretty crazy. I know we played ECC 2 weekends in a row, and both games went to a shootout. They beat us the first time, and then we beat them in a shootout. Then we also beat Cortland in overtime and Lemoyne in overtime.
Now, Brockport's part of what I think is the most competitive division in the UNYCHL this year. Any one of a number of 4 different teams could still actually win the division. You guys have a few games in hand over some of the teams that are above you in the Metro standings. What are you guys looking at for the second half in terms of goals?
Of course, we want to go out and win every game we can, but yeah, we get to play Niagara Sunday. We get to play UB again, so those are two games we're definitely really focused on and really want to win. Especially considering we played UB, we played Niagara, and they beat us the first time, so we're definitely looking for some revenge on Sunday, and then early into February when we play UB.
Looking specifically at this weekend's games, Penn State Barron College on Saturday, and then the game we're going to get to see you guys for, to the rematch with Niagara. As you mentioned, you guys lost a close game to them back in November. What do you remember about that matchup?
We took way too many penalties. I'm not even joking. I think we might have had 13, 14 penalties. Basically we're in the box for around a period, if not more than a period. If we can play them, I think 5-on-5, I definitely can see us coming out with the win on Sunday.
Once again, game time is 3:30. Stay tuned to UNYCHL social media sites for plenty more information on where you'll be able to see that game. Our thanks to Ben Leach from Brockport and Zach Briggs from Niagara for joining us on the program. For Commissioner John Marchese, I'm Aaron Alpern. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon and welcome to Dwyer Arena on the campus of Niagara University, as we are happy to bring you live coverage of the Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League. As the league continues to grow, we're happy to expand what we do from a broadcast perspective with live stream coverage on the new UNYCHL YouTube channel. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern, joined on the call today by color commentator Sean McHugh. And Sean, our first game is a key UNYCHL Metro Division matchup that we have today.
That's right, Aaron. And Niagara comes in as the top team in a loaded Metro Conference. Technically, both NU and the University of Buffalo are tied at 8 points, but the Purple Eagles do hold a tiebreaker over the Bulls and control their own destiny in what is an extremely jam-packed division going into the second semester.
That's absolutely right. It's right behind Niagara and UB is Erie Community College with 7 points. Brockport, meanwhile, has 3 points in the division, but they have more games to play than all the teams that are above them, so they still have a chance both at the division crown and certainly to get into the playoffs. This game certainly is pivotal for the Golden Eagles for their postseason hopes, and also for the Purple Eagles as they hope to try to stay out in front in the division.
That's right, Aaron, and both teams started second semester play with wins yesterday over Western Division teams. The Purple Eagles had to come from behind to knock off the Fredonia Blue Devils, scoring 3 goals in the last 7 minutes for an impressive 5-3 win. Captain Zach Briggs scored twice, including the game-tying goal for the Purple Eagles. Meanwhile, Brockport cruised to a stress-free 9-2 victory over the Penn State Barron College Lions. Their captain, Zach Olson, scored 5 goals in the win for the Golden Eagles.
And he wasted no time in doing it. He scored 10 seconds into the game, then 13 seconds into the second period, and again 13 seconds into the third period as Brockport, as Sean said, cruised to a pretty easy victory. This is the second meeting of the year between Brockport and Niagara. In November, the final was 4-2 in favor of the Purple Eagles, and used Zach Briggs scoring twice in that game, while Peyton Sigmund made 23 stops in net. As heard this week on UNYCHL Rinkside, both sides remember it as a physical game.
Absolutely, and that's how Niagara likes it. They like to play with speed, but they also felt like they matched Brockport's physicality well. Meanwhile, for Brockport, might have been a little too aggressive. The Golden Eagles played much of the game shorthanded, taking 12 penalties. As we heard on the broadcast, they feel like they spent an entire period and change in the box. Very difficult to win when you're shorthanded for a third of the game.
And certainly the Purple Eagles made them pay for it, scoring 3 times with the man advantage. Certainly Niagara likes the way the script worked out the first time. They'd like to see that play out again here. Brockport, meanwhile, on the other side, thinks that if they can play this game more 5-on-5, or if they get some man advantage opportunities of their own, they have a good chance to split the season series and get right back into the playoff race.
Yep, and Niagara is a team that also has Nationals aspirations this season. Even though they're a first-year program, nobody told them that because they had an excellent showing in the first semester, going 12-4-1 with a record, splitting games with defending champion University of Buffalo and splitting with the West Division leaders, a team you and I are all too familiar with, the Buffalo State Bengals.
Another win over the solid Brockport squad here will only help their chances for CHF Nationals, and with the broadcast, they get a little bit of a bigger audience to show off for as well. And they have plenty of talent to show off, too. Starts with Ethan Knopf, the team's and league's leading scorer. He has 13 goals, 22 assists on the season for 35 points. Dangerous anytime Knopf has the puck, especially when his team is up a man. 14 of his 35 points have come on the power play. Zach Briggs also likes to produce on the man advantage. He has 28 points overall. 16 of those come on the power play.
Yes, but the scoring doesn't stop there because Matt Riddle is tops in goals for NU with 15, 8 of them on the power play. And on the other side of the ice, Brockport captain Zach Olson leads the Golden Eagles in scoring 11 goals and 5 assists for 16 points. Meanwhile, freshman Sean McCarthy contributes 6 goals on the season, while the Golden Eagles have an overall record of 5-3-1. Track record for playing very close games, though.
Yeah, they certainly do. It seemed like every game during the first semester for a stretch there was a 1-goal game or went to overtime. Both of the Brockport ECC games went to shootouts, with each team winning once. Brockport also won overtime games over Lemoyne and Cortland, so plenty of experience in those tight games. And however, they do come into this off a little bit of a layoff. Before last night, they hadn't played since November the 20th. That 9-2 win over Penn State Barron College last night might have been the perfect type of tune-up game that Brockport needed as they get ready for what is a critical division matchup here against the Niagara University Purple Eagles. We're just about ready to head down to the ice for the national anthems, and then we're going to be ready for puck drop here, the first ever broadcast here during the regular season of UNYCHL hockey, and we're certainly happy to join you on the new UNYCHL YouTube channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your Sunday to join us for today's broadcast. As mentioned, going to head down to the ice for the national anthem, and then we'll be ready for puck drop. And we are now about set to get going as we shake off some early game technical difficulties. Everything seems to be in order now, and we are set for puck drop as it is the Niagara University Purple Eagles facing off against the Golden Eagles of Brockport. It's a big UNYCHL Metro Division matchup. It is the leading team in the division, the Niagara Purple Eagles, facing off against the number 4 team in the division, Brockport, but it's a very packed division in terms of the standings, and either team still has a chance to both win the divisional crown and certainly to get into the playoffs. This game is going to be very important for either of those. About set to get going. Hello, my name's Aaron Alpern, joined by Sean McHugh, Jeff Jazarowski, the camera operator, and we are set to go for an exciting matchup. UNYCHL play from Dwyer Arena in Lewiston, New York, and we are underway as the puck comes back into the Brockport zone, and we are underway now with the Brockport with possession, and it's number 25, Ben Leach, moving it up ice. Finds a man there, Sean McCarthy into the offensive zone. McCarthy tries to get away from a couple of different guys and drive it in towards the net, but losing control of it. The puck goes to the far corner. Abbott with one hand feeds it up the boards. Doesn't get much further than a forechecker. Now an opportunity down low as McCarthy gets that pass out in front. Nobody there, and the puck comes into center ice. Dumped quickly back in by Mason. Actually doesn't get much further. Hits a guy, and now a loose puck in the neutral zone picked up by McCarthy. And now a loose puck turned over here as Moore comes into the offensive zone for Niagara. That shot right in on goal. Looked like it hit the goaltender on the top of the stick. Wasn't quite sure where it ended up, but Berhalter did manage to make the save, and Brockport gets it into the neutral zone before dumping it in and getting a change here.
Right now, Brockport seems to be perfectly content with possessing the puck and trying to neutralize the speed NU likes to attack with. NU is countering that, though, with what appears to be a trap at center ice. So teams are playing a little bit of a chess match to start this game, trying to see if maybe new offenses or new strategies were put in during the holiday break with the extended time off.
Long outlet there, pass through the neutral zone, doesn't connect, and we have a face-off coming back into the Niagara zone on the icing. Exactly a minute into our broadcast here today, Niagara and Brockport from Dwyer Arena. Long stretch pass, again attempted right off that draw, but it goes all the way into the offensive zone. Icing beaten out by Niagara there as Bratton got in on the offensive zone, and now they put on the pressure here in the near corner. Puck comes out in front of the net, nobody there, but it comes back to the point. Brady Knopf picks it up there, tries to get a backhand pass out in front of the net, hits a skate, goes wide, now comes out to the boards. Puck comes out in front of the net, Briggs with it there, tries to feed a pass across. That one doesn't quite connect, and now a chance for Brockport to get it out. First attempt does not clear the zone, but the second one does. Unfortunately, though, it's turned over as Riddle steps into that, then takes a hit just out inside of the Brockport blue line, allowing the Golden Eagles to move the puck up ice. They get it into the offensive zone, but too far for its intended target. The 226s square off there. Brady Knopf with the cross-ice pass, and Niagara now moves the puck into the neutral zone, but it's turned over there as Cullen jumps in from his point position to force a turnover, and that forces Niagara to start up again. Wojciechowski gets that pass through the neutral zone. It goes off the stick of Sisti and into the offensive end. But quickly, Brockport counters and moves it back to the Niagara zone. Dan Quick starting the breakout on the near side, tries to bank it off the near boards, looking for Ethan Knopf, but that pass goes too far, and that's going to be another icing and a faceoff coming again back into the Niagara zone. 17:47 now left here in the first period.
Yeah, Niagara's really, really trying to get that track meet style stretch pass game going, something they've been very, very, very effective at all season, and Brockport is doing everything they can to take that away. Almost like in football, it's like a too-high shell. They'll give you everything underneath, but nothing is going into the neutral zone, hitting a man in speed, or at least not that they can help.
Niagara with a clean win on the draw and a pretty easy zone exit. A little bit of difficulty with the zone entry, though, and now back in the other direction. It's Brockport, and bringing it in, now it's Hebler. Hebler around the net. Takes a big hit there in the far corner from Ethan Knopf, knocking him off of the puck, but Brockport keeping it in here. Comes to the near corner, now a foot race for a loose puck. First one to it is Ham, as him and Gallagher collide. And then we have a hand pass being signaled, and that will force a stoppage in play. At 17-17 of the first period, still no score. Face-off coming up in the neutral zone.
Just like we might have suspected, even though Brockport has played recently, the long layoff requires a bit of a feeling out process for either team. NU is trying to play their track meet game, but they're also not sending more than one guy deep in case that doesn't get there. And Brockport, again, they're sitting in that shell. It's gotten blown up a couple times, but the problem is the passing's been off, so either Brockport's affecting the passing lanes or there's some rust coming out with the Purple Eagles.
Certainly know that the Purple Eagles like to play with speed. Frequently, Brockport likes to play with physicality. We haven't seen a ton of that here in the early going, but we are just a little bit more than 2.5 minutes into the action here so far. A little bit of a discussion about where this face-off should come, and we're going to move it back into the Niagara zone, I guess.
All right, that's definitely advantage Brockport there. They can get possession here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who was calling the hand pass on. I guess it was on Niagara.
Yep. I honestly, I didn't see it either, so I would imagine, but I can't confirm for you. Whoa.
Face-off won by Brockport. Did they end up passing it into the neutral zone themselves? And they have to regroup there and sending it up ice. And into the offensive zone is Kyle Teachout. Dan Quick on the puck here in the near corner. He's got two different Brockport players on him. As four players try to come out of there with possession, it pops out to Gallagher, and he circles the net, changes directions, gets it back over here to Quick, and now Quick looks to start up the near side, gets it up to Schultz. Schultz shrugs off a man and gets it into the neutral zone. Teachout stepping up and making a play there just at the center red line.
That was big because that's a 2-on-0 if it doesn't get there.
Yeah, there were two different offensive players streaking into the neutral zone, so a key play that he made there looked like he made it with quite a bit of poise, too. Maybe not sure he had that pressure on him.
No, and maybe that was his advantage right there, not knowing there was a guy trailing, because he just fearlessly took that puck away. It worked out, and it's a good thing he did that, because that was trouble, because both NU forwards had a lot of speed, and they would have attacked the net at full speed, both of them going from opposite directions. Ooh,
face-off won by Niagara. A quick little turnaround shot, just missing the near post. Burkholder would have had to have been quick to make sure he made that save, but it was not there in on net. And now a player gets taken down just across the Brockport blue line. No call on it. Now the Golden Eagles started up the near side. Mason gets it past one man, dumps it into the offensive zone. It's going to be Abbott, the first one to it. And Niagara starts their breakout with Leviton. Leviton can't get it to Moore here on the near side. A little bit of difficulty connecting on passes in the early going here as the feeling out process continues for both teams. Puck dumped into the Niagara zone. And quickly Brockport getting it out. Leviton going back for it in his own zone. A little bit of a dangerous pass there as it rolled on him. Now Brockport with a chance down low. Backhand shot right in on net. That one taken there by Monks as he was looking for his second of the season. He scored his first last night. Sam Moore in the other direction now for Niagara. Tries to get a shot through traffic. That one hits the leg of Ben Leach. Goes wide. Now a battle for possession in the far corner. A nice collision. And it's Niagara coming out with it, though. Pass comes in front, just in the skates of Chris Fiacco.
Yeah, that's that rust right there, because I know for a fact, having watched Niagara play twice, that's a play they usually connect on. So be on the lookout for that play.
Created a turnover there just in the neutral zone, but it was a fraction offsides as Bratton was bringing it back in across the blue line with plenty of speed. Could have been a scoring opportunity, but it just didn't quite work out at the blue line for Niagara, and they'll have to deal with a neutral zone faceoff. Now 15:21 remaining in a scoreless first period.
NU is knocking on the door hard to try and bust this speed game open right now. Brockport really needs to be aware, because NU is just unapologetically just trying to just get that stretch pass and beat them in transition. Looks like a game plan.
Yeah, Roush into the offensive zone for Brockport. Carries the puck into the near corner, drops a pass, but there are two Niagara players sitting there waiting for it, and it's Zach Briggs carrying it out of his own end. Briggs tries to float a soft pass through the neutral zone, soft enough to avoid icing, just serves as a dump in, But Brockport picks it up, now looks to quickly start out. Roush can't get it past the blue line, however, as Wojciechowski makes two good plays there at the left point to make sure the puck stays inside the offensive zone. Brockport, though, quickly countering, now moving it up ice. Carlson's pass hits a skate, and he gets a little bit help from Roush, and now Carlson dumps it in. Brockport going for a change, so plenty of time here for Niagara to work it up ice. This is Brady Knopf with it. Gets it up to Riddle, and Riddle deflects it on into the offensive zone, right in on the goaltender Berhalter. And he goes ahead and puts the catching glove down on top of it to stop play. Gives us a chance to introduce the starting goaltender for Brockport, number 35, Cole Berhalter, is from Buffalo. He is 5-3-1 on the season, 4.17 goals against average, and a .829 save percentage. Face-off to Berhalter's left is won by Brockport, and Horvath starts it up ice. Banks it off the boards, and it gets into the neutral zone, but quickly sent right back in by Quick. Brockport again will have to set it up behind their net to start their breakout. This is Cullen starting it with a pass up the middle of the ice, and he has Horvath, who gets it quickly along to Clark and on into the offensive zone. Clark putting some pressure on there himself. Forces a turnover, gets it to Hebler, but Hebler's pass just gets strung around back out of the zone, and Gallagher now with a chance to get it through the neutral zone for Niagara. He takes a quick, hard snapshot.
That thing was moving.
Just barely missing that near post. Looked like Berhalter might have gotten a little bit on that with the arm. Big hit there in front of the Brockport bench as a Brockport player got taken down on the play, and now Brockport gets it into the offensive zone. Shot attempt there from distance by Sauter goes just wide. Now in the far corner as both teams try to come out of there with possession. Hebler keeps it in by sliding it down below the goal line. Brockport, though, only putting some soft pressure on here in the offensive zone and making a change that gives plenty of time for Niagara to look up ice and try to make that pass. Connect on that pass in the neutral zone to Sisti, but he gets stepped into by John Bunk right there at the red line. Good play, not a huge hit, but very effective, forcing his man off of the puck and forcing a turnover.
Yeah, Brockport's going to play physical, but guys like Sisti are not going to shy away from that at all. So Brockport's going to have to bring it more than that, but they're going to try.
Niagara in the offensive zone here. Chance in front of the net. Shot taken by McKenzie, and it gets through the goaltender. It's 1-0 Niagara as their leading point scorer, Ethan Knopf, set up that play from down low below the goal line. Got that puck right out in front to McKenzie. McKenzie making no doubt it's a 1-0 game in favor of the Purple Eagles.
Absolutely, Aaron. And like we said earlier, it started to feel like a matter of when, not if, NU was going to get that chance and get it on the tape. They missed on it twice earlier by a fraction of an inch. This time, the leading scorer for the Purple Eagles, Ethan Knopf, puts one right in the wheelhouse for McKenzie. Goaltender was there, but the shot had so much on it when it hit him under the arm, it just trickled over the goal line. NU looking to bust this thing open early right now.
Good start for the Purple Eagles. They had some decent moves up ice, had been certainly looking to set something up and create scoring opportunities. They got one right there, right around the 7-minute mark of the first period, and making no mistake on that was number 28, Riley McKenzie, and it's 1-0 Niagara, and they have an offensive zone draw as they look to add to it. Brockport, though, winning that face-off, and now circling around behind his own net is C.J. Mason. Mason's pass doesn't connect on the breakout, but then he lays a big hit in the high slot.
There's that physical play.
Exactly. A little bit of anger coming out of Brockport after giving up the game's first goal. And Niagara sending it right back into the offensive zone as we are hitting the 12:30 mark of the first period. Brockport looking to break it out at the near side. Big hit on Cloutier as two different players sandwiched him there against the boards.
Oh, wow.
And now we're starting to see some of that physical play that was talked about from the first meeting earlier this year.
Yeah, who said NU's not going to play physical? Man, they're throwing, bodies are going all over the place right here.
Well, they're certainly known more of a speed team, but we heard from their captain, Zach Briggs. He says, they don't mind playing that physical game. They'll get in there in those dirty areas against teams like Brockport. So certainly see how that will continue through this game as
give me all of this.
As we're certainly getting that physical play here, right here. It's not even 10 minutes into the game.
Gallagher's got a missile attached to that stick. That was a harmless off-balance wrist shot. He put it on a rope on the goalie's pad.
Shot taken from the point. There's some traffic in front of the net. Scramble for a loose puck. Where is it? Both teams trying to come out there with it. It pops out to the corner as two different Brockport players drive their man into the boards in the corner. Puck comes back to the point here. Leviton loads up the slap shot. That one right in on net. Hits the blocker, the goaltender Berhalter, and Niagara keeps it in. Niagara getting plenty of momentum out of that early goal. Now they're looking to put that foot on the gas pedal and get the second one. Puck comes through the neutral zone. Now an opportunity for Cantonese into the offensive zone, but he takes a big hit, dislodging him from the puck. It ends up
all the way in on Udermark, and he makes the stop, holds on for a whistle, and we're starting to get a little bit of pace, a little bit of physicality to this
warm
game,
in here,
Sean.
Aaron. Let's go.
This is exactly what we'd be hoping for our first broadcast, as it brings Sean up and out of his seat as we're ready for an offensive zone draw for Brockport here. 11-16 now to go here in the first period. It's a 1-0 Niagara lead.
This is the hockey we like to play. Teams that are not afraid to skate, but are not afraid to throw a shoulder into a dude either. Clean, I also might add. Nothing dirty at all.
Absolutely. Niagara using that speed here, coming through the neutral zone into the offensive end. Bratton with the shot from a tough angle.
That was sneaky.
Save made on the play by Berhalter, as Niagara again using that speed to get that puck up ice quickly and create a scoring opportunity. Now they're using some speed to put some pressure on in the offensive zone. Created a turnover, but coming back on that play was Carlson. Carries it out and dumps it into the offensive zone. Quickly on that one is Roush. Takes a hit, but keeps it moving in the offensive zone, and it comes back into the corner. Played in behind the net by Olsen. Now around back to the point. Horvath keeping it in. Good play to get himself free to get that shot in on goal. A good, easy save, though, made by Udermark. And now a loose puck as Brockport is getting a little bit of a response shift here. As two players there in
he
that
had the
corner.
puck and dropped him.
Nice hit there as Carlson knocks his man down, but it's now an opportunity in transition, as it's maybe a 3-on-2 if Niagara's quick. Wojciechowski, though, was a little bit slow as he carried it in across the line. Didn't exactly make a move at the blue line, but he kind of went a little bit horizontal. That was just enough to draw his teammate offside. And we'll have a stoppage in play. Neutral zone faceoff coming up with 10:21 to go in the first.
Aaron, who said the thundering Niagara Falls is a tourist attraction at the state park? These boards are on fire right now with all the hitting. Give me this for 3 periods, and then get me into the Bills game with this. Let's go.
Perfect warm-up for this evening's playoff game as we get some nice physical hockey here from Dwyer Arena. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the first period. Puck comes out in front, and there's the tying goal. A quick opportunity on a turnover, and it comes out to Dylan Clark. He hammers it home. It's 1-1 now. Brockport getting a big answer.
Exactly what the Golden Eagles needed. The Golden Eagles were having their game kind of thrown back in their face by the Purple Eagles. But then right there, it looks like NU got a little carried away with the physical play. Not always a bad thing, but when a guy gets left alone in the slot, one with their goaltender, not a lot of good things are going to happen right now. So Brockport gets the answer they needed. Might have gotten one put on a platter, but when one is put on a platter, you got to finish it, and that's what Brockport did. And we are tied halfway through the first period.
Number 22, Dylan Clark, getting the goal. He just took a hit in the aftermath as we dropped the puck and got back going just under the 10-minute mark. But Clark's third of the year has Brockport even in this game. It's a 1-1 score as we are now under 10 minutes to play in the first period. The puck coming back into the Brockport zone and picked up there by Frank Sauter. Starts it around the far side. Teach out helps it along to get it into the neutral zone, but slapped right back in by Abbott, right in on goal. Berhalter had to make sure he was paying attention there.
Aaron, if that puck lands a foot short of the crease, that might jump onto the bar. That thing was knuckling all the way on its way to the net.
Sometimes you see a shot from the neutral zone and you think that's a waste of time, but anything can happen on shots like that, especially if they get a chance to bounce and they're rolling like that one was. That was a sneaky, dangerous shot that came in there from the neutral zone.
Yep, very rarely is a shot on net a bad idea. Just got to make sure when you're throwing it on net from there, you put it on, because if you don't, it's icing. But right there, test them.
Gallagher dumping it in, getting it into the corner. Now a hit over there in the far corner as Niagara's leading scorer, Ethan Knopf, took a little bit of a hit. Seems a little shaken up, but he rejoins the play. Seems okay to keep going as the puck comes into the Niagara zone. And now Quick starts it up ice. Quick finds Schultz, and Schultz gains the blue line, carrying it into the corner on his backhand, looking for a pass now in the far corner. Schultz maintaining possession of it, skates in between two different Brockport players, then finally loses control as it comes into the neutral zone.
You got to ditch that puck just a second earlier there. Once the second defender gets on, you get time to bail out because someone's open.
Never hurts just to get it back down low once you get up towards the top of the zone like that. He's got the puck on his stick, though. Certainly hasn't hurt his confidence one bit.
Nor should it. He's a heck of a player. Like, I definitely would not want him to stop handling the puck.
Brady Knopf doesn't like what he sees here on the near side, so he retreats back into his zone. Now he has something that he likes on this side, and Wojciechowski now through the neutral zone. Wojciechowski dumps it into the offensive zone. Can't get it much further past the defenseman Mason. That gives Brockport a chance to counter. Defenseman falling there on the play, and he gets right back up. It was Knopf that fell, but he got back up, picked it out of the air, and now starts the breakout. Wojciechowski avoiding a hit right in front of our broadcast position. Looked like the Brockport player got the worst of that, and then heard a little bit of it from Wojciechowski as he skated past.
I mean, his face stopped his body from getting really hurt there.
Niagara now breaking it through the neutral zone. That pass too long for Moore, and it's kicked around by a couple different Brockport players. Now they started up here on the near side. Cantonese, he gets his pocket picked, and now a chance for Niagara as they get that shot in from distance. Save made by Berhalter. That rebound was sitting in front briefly, but finally a defenseman cleared it. Here comes McCarthy into the offensive zone for Brockport.
Telegraphed that pass.
It was telegraphed a little bit, but a good defensive play to make sure that one didn't get across. That was a potential 2-on-1 being set up there. Big hit there on the far side as the physical play continues. Puck comes into the Brockport zone, and Cullen starts the breakout. Cullen getting it to Roush. Roush too far for his intended target. It comes slowly into the end of the Niagara zone, not far enough for icing, and they'll have to start it out there from their own end.
Might have got away with a slash there, but you know what? Let the boys play.
I think they were more looking. I was looking for him to lay a hit there in that spot. Maybe the referee was expecting the same thing and decided to just let the slash go because he was more anticipating the big hit.
If that hit was laid, he did not see him coming. That would have been. You might have seen a penalty there because it wasn't looking. So that was probably the smarter play. But I'm jacked up from the physical play, and I was expecting to see some Brian Campbell stuff right there.
6.5 to go here in the first period. Still a 1-1 score. Niagara trying to start a breakout here on the near side. Puck is in the skates of the captain, Zach Briggs. He does get it to the neutral zone, but Brockport sending it right back in. Jake Roush here with some pressure on the far side. Gets the puck away from Wojciechowski. Trying to do some work again, but eventually Wojciechowski gets the better of him, but can't get it past the point. Horvath's shot hits a body on its way through. Now a loose puck against the hash marks of the far boards. Comes out to Carlson. Carlson can't get it in front to Clark, the goal scorer for Brockport. Now comes into the neutral zone where Horvath almost had a little bit of a foot race there with Wojciechowski. Ends up retreating, and then Niagara gets it into the zone. Shot attempt hits a body and goes wide. Now Brockport looking to start the breakout. Horvath with a little bit of a dangerous pass. He does manage to connect it to Carlson, and Carlson comes through the neutral zone. Dump-in attempt hits a skate, and now he does manage to get it deep into the zone with 5:40 to go into the first.
Oh, Carlson was taking no prisoners on that little skate right there. He was just launching the puck at anything in front of him. I like it.
Brady Kanoff through the neutral zone, finds his brother Ethan in the far end of the rink, into the offensive zone. Now trying to spin and pass. Yeah, he had Riddle on the back door as he tried to create a little bit of misdirection and get that pass across. Just didn't quite get a lot on it. Riddle now starts it up from his own zone, and his pass too far for its intended target. That gives Brockport a chance to gain possession, and they start back in the other direction. Their pass is too far for that intended target. Now it's Quick in the other direction. Quick in the offensive zone here in the near corner. Tries a backhand pass, but that hits a skate. Finds that puck again and tries to get it deep. And now it comes back to the point where Quick has it. Quick shot attempt there as he had a man down low. Gets deflected wide. And now we'll see if Niagara can keep it in the zone here on the near boards. They do a good job there on the sideboards as it was Sisti keeping it deep in the zone. Now some more forecheck pressure being put on as Kanoff comes out of the corner, making a good move, getting that pass out in front. Just a little bit behind Riddle as it comes back to the point to Gallagher. Loaded up a pretty big slap shot there to go along with his snappers from earlier on in the period. That one had a lot on it, but it did go just wide. Niagara getting some good pressure on here, Sean.
Yes, they are. It's bombs away right now for the Purple Eagles, too. And even when the puck doesn't find its way to the back of the net, you have 2, sometimes 3 Purple Eagles forwards just converging on the puck down low. And then the puck. Oh, look at this!
That was a quick play there as that pass came in from the side from Sisti. He found Kanoff there in front of the net. Kanoff just couldn't quite handle it. He's got it there, and it looked like he had a nice setup there. Another shot now coming in from the point. That one goes off the shoulder of the goaltender as Quick let that wrist shot go. And a little bit of a shooting gallery in the Brockport zone in the last few moments as Niagara putting some good pressure on trying to get that second goal here.
Absolutely, and like I said, NU is just, if they can see the goalie's pads, they're putting the puck on because they're just putting outstanding pressure below the goal line in the corners and on the half wall. As soon as that puck comes to a rest, you have 2, 3 NU forwards on there cycling back to their point men, and they're just running a running gun sort of, just, Pavel Bure sort of just put it on net and hope for the best because you're getting the puck. Like, look at this forecheck right now, relentless.
Leach trying to get it out of his zone, but he had some pressure coming from behind him that allows Niagara to keep it in.
Ref's part of it.
Yeah, passing right there in front of the net, almost a dangerous opportunity in front for the Purple Eagles. Leach now doing a good job of getting that puck out of danger, floating it high through the neutral zone, getting it into the Purple Eagle territory. But it looks like Brockport's going to have to play defense again here as here comes Niagara. A couple of players get tied up there in the neutral zone. Christopher brings it into the zone. His shot doesn't get through the skates of the defenseman Leach, but it is kept in by Niagara as we come up on 3:15 to play in the first. Puck comes off of a stanchion here in the near corner. took a strange bounce out toward the front of the net. Leach, though, was the first one to it. He floats another lob pass through the neutral zone, getting the puck into Niagara territory, but a pretty easy clear for Niagara as they get the puck, to the blue line, and they would have had a pretty easy out there if Longo could have settled that one down a little bit. Puck comes to Moore now in his own blue line, creates a little bit of space for himself, and then dumps it in as he gains the red line, gets cleaned out by Monks here against the near boards. Comes back to Moore, though, as he rejoins the play, gets it deep into the offensive zone. He's got Longo in behind the net. Longo with a backhand pass that hits the skates of a defenseman, and it's going to be moved up the near boards by Cullen for Brockport, but they can't get it out. That first attempt doesn't get out, and then it comes out to the point to Brady Knopf. Shot through traffic. That one hits a skate and goes just wide. Horvath now starting it up ice for Brockport as the Golden Eagles having a little bit of difficulty here in the last few minutes connecting on passes and getting the puck up ice. They do get it up ice there as McCarthy's shot just misses the near post wide. Puck being kept in here on the near corner as Monks puts some pressure on up against the boards. Brockport doing a better job here of keeping the puck in the offensive zone. They haven't spent a whole lot of time in the offensive end since their goal. And this, about 30 seconds, was the most time that they've had in there in the last few moments. Now a little bit of an exchange here at the top of the circle. The Niagara.
He's calling. I think Trask might have said he was short.
I don't think you needed to hear what he said. The gesture was pretty clear there.
Yep. All right. Well, Monks has been challenged. Let's see how he responds to it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of chirping going on in this game. I mean, these are two teams that are named after birds, and birds like to do that. So we're going to see a lot of it in this game. Sorry about that.
I'm going to let that comment go.
It's fine.
I mean, saying that, I guess I didn't let the comment go, but there's a quick shot right in off the draw. Carlson won the draw forward, then quickly took that shot. Udermark, great job to make that skate save with the left foot there to keep this one a 1-1 game.
Yep, and Udermark hasn't been tested a lot this game as well. And the thing is, when a goalie kind of gets stale for not seeing chances, those little seeing eye shots that go through a sea of humanity, those are tough to pick up. So really good to see Ethan Udermark still on his game right here. Oh, that'll wake you up.
That's another good. Did he get that? Was that off the helmet?
It was either off the helmet or it went right by his ear hole.
It definitely changed directions after it went past him there, and he's adjusting the helmet. So that tells me that did hit his bucket there as the shot came in from the point from Horvath. Made the save, and if he wasn't paying attention before, he certainly is now. As face-off coming up here in the Niagara zone, won by the Purple Eagles, and they look to get that long pass through the neutral zone. This time it connects. Bratton into the offensive end. Picks that top corner over the right shoulder. 2-1 Niagara on a perfect stretch pass execution there by the Purple Eagles. The 2-1 lead on a great pass from their own zone and an even better finish by number 24, Bratton.
Aaron, everything about that play, start to finish, was perfection. At first, if you're not seeing the streaker go right through the middle, the streaking forward, I meant to say, that looks like just a bad clearing attempt. That pass hits him in stride, heads down the far wing, and just picks that blocker side corner. That is the way NU likes to play, and that is going to jolt them because that was perfection. That looked like that's something they practice every single day. You can tell, and it paid off right there. What a goal.
Yeah, goal under the 2-minute mark. A big goal, as any late period goal is. This one gives Niagara the 2-1 lead. They had been knocking on the door to add that second goal to their first one from earlier in the period. Not a surprise that they broke through. Great play to do it in transition as well. Brockport trying to come in transition, but a good play by Gallagher, and now numbers for Niagara again. Opportunity from a tough angle. Sisty's shot, good save by Berhalter, as Niagara was looking to add to their 2-1 lead. Still have an opportunity to do so as it comes back in front to Sisty, just couldn't dig it out of his skates. Riddle's shot as he turns around, looking for that top corner, and a juggling save made by Berhalter. Only thing that keeps this one a 2-1 game, as Niagara just knocking on the door, looking for that third goal. Brockport seemingly just looking to get into the locker room right now and get an intermission.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Berhalter that was nice. If that puck hits the ground, there's two Purple Eagles right on the doorstep to bang that thing in. Berhalter's doing everything he can. Brockport's just trying to survive right now, and that's going to be tough because NU is flying.
NU winning that draw, trying to create more offensive opportunities before the end of the period. Puck comes out to the near boards. Brockport does manage to get the puck into the neutral zone, but they turn over possession, and here comes Niagara. Most recent goal scorer, Bratton, gets into the offensive zone. Shot taken there by Militello, goes just wide. Now an opportunity for Brockport to carry it out. Cloutier's passing attempt into the center of the ice doesn't connect. It is dumped in by Brockport. They have to clear the zone briefly. That gives Niagara a little bit of time to set things up. 15 seconds now remaining in the period. Abbott spinning back pass around behind the net. He's got Levitin with just 8 seconds to go in the period. Niagara's going to have to be quick to get things up ice. Bratton just deflects it along to the Brockport blue line. It's sent back into the Niagara zone, and that's how period number 1 is going to come to a close with a 2-1 lead in favor of Niagara. They did a good job throughout the period creating opportunities, and it was the late goal with about 1:45 to go in the first period that has given them the 2-1 lead. Marcus Bratton getting that goal and giving the Purple Eagles the intermission advantage of 2-1.
Yeah, and Cloutier is feeling that last hit he took from Levitin right there. Levitin's a big boy, and he put a label on him right at the end of that period. Cloutier is still hunched over, but that honestly is pretty much a good metaphor for how this period was. Brockport, they play a physical style of hockey. Everyone knows it. NU likes to play with speed, and it looks like Brockport thought they could come in here and bully NU, and NU was just like, we'll play the speed game, but here's a couple of shoulders back into your faces right here, and NU just came out and threw some haymakers. Berhalter played a very good period right there for the Golden Eagles. It could easily be 3 or 4-1 right now. But having said that, I wouldn't count Brockport out either, and I'm not going to, and I don't think anybody is, nor is NU. They're capable of coming back right now, but if NU found that speed game, Brockport might be in some trouble right now, because if we get into a foot race, Brockport's not going to be able to play that game with them. Brockport's got to bring it down to their pace.
And certainly if you're looking at it from a Niagara perspective, they like to play that speed game, and they started to make it work there as the period went on. That second goal, perfect example of how they like to play, but also like they had in their first game against Brockport, they did a good job of matching that physicality that Brockport likes to play with. So excellent work in the first period by Niagara. No surprise that they have a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes. We're going to step away for a short intermission and then be right back with period number 2. Thanks for joining us today as we bring you live coverage of the Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League. And welcome back to Dwyer Arena as we get set for second period action between Niagara University and Brockport. It is the first installment of our live game broadcast across the UNYCHL. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And we have what has been an exciting, physical, fast-paced game so far between Brockport and Niagara. As mentioned, thank you so much for joining us. My name's Aaron Alpern, joined in the call by color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski. Appreciate everyone's time today as we get set for playoff football later on. Still have a little bit more UNYCHL hockey left to play. And Sean, it was the kind of period we were hoping to see as we got started with these broadcasts.
Oh, you can say that again, Aaron. We got speed, we got big hits, clean hits, because you know how much I don't like dirty hockey, and we didn't get an ounce of that. Little post-whistle jawing, a funny chirp at another player, and then a couple of really, really pretty goals. A lot to like about the first period, and here's to hoping that we get the same or even a little more of that in the second period. Huge period for both teams right now.
Marcus Bratton scoring the second goal for Niagara, giving his team the 2-1 lead. That one was assisted by Brady Knopf and Ryan Militello. That was the third goal of the season by Bratton. Dylan Clark scoring for Brockport. That goal assisted by Owen Hebler and Trevor Ham. And the first goal of the game was by number 28 for Niagara, Riley McKenzie. That one set up by Ethan Knopf and Matt Riddle. That one the second goal of the year for McKenzie. Shot taken right off the draw inside the Brockport offensive zone as that one came in from the point. C.J. Mason's shot looked like it kind of got deflected on the way in, but Udermark making the save, giving this one 2-1 hockey game as we're just about 14 seconds into period number 2. Brockport again winning the faceoff here in the offensive zone. They look to get things set up, but Sam Moore gets in the way of a pass. Now he comes streaking down the opposite side into the offensive zone.
Oh, my God!
And he rips that shot over the shoulder of the goaltender. It's now 3-1 Niagara on Sam Moore's nice shot under the bar, under the corner, and it's now a 3-1 hockey game on a shot that I wasn't necessarily expecting to go in. Maybe I should have been.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the rink knew he was going to shoot that far side. The defender took the pass away perfectly. Goaltender Berhalter was on top of the crease. Sam Moore, as we know, highly skilled forward, won't ever be mistaken for a big bruiser, does not care, has ridiculous speed, great hands, as we just saw, an absolute, scope mounted on the end of that stick. What a shot 30 seconds into the period. Huge goal for Niagara, and there's that speed game again.
Sam Moore firing that dart over the right shoulder of the goaltender Berhalter, and it's now a 3-1 hockey game. Niagara looking to add more to it as they have another quick opportunity there in front of the net. Just goes by the wayside as Militello couldn't quite handle that one in front. Now we're going to get a penalty called here as we have a little bit of activity there behind the play.
Good.
And this is
not what you need if you're Brockport right now.
This is what Brockport was talking about trying to avoid doing. The first meeting of the year, Brockport got themselves into penalty trouble and spent a good portion of that game killing off penalties. Niagara making them pay on the power play for it. They've taken a penalty here, and it's their captain, number 26, Zach Olson, heading to the penalty box. So Niagara gets the first opportunity of the power play this afternoon. No penalties there in the first period.
This is big for Brockport. Goes without saying they have to kill this or they're in deep trouble against this high-powered, high-speed NU team.
Brady Knopf across to Ethan Knopf, firing that shot, looking for that top corner. It goes wide, then hits the glass. Kept in by Zach Briggs, though. Brady Knopf at the midpoint gets it to Ethan down low. He's looking for that top corner, that same spot that Sam Moore just scored at again. That one went off the glass, out of the zone, and Niagara will have to start up again.
Yeah, I guess, Niagara's taking something from that Sam Moore goal because they're going right at that blocker side.
Riddle trying to get a shot in on goal there from the high slot. That one hits a stick and goes wide. Brockport with a chance to clear it here, but Ethan Knopf getting control of that puck and keeping it in there on the far boards. Gets it down low quickly, then back to the point to Briggs. Briggs loads up that shot. It hits a stick and goes wide. Riddle, though, quickly on that rebound, getting things set up yet again here. Cross-ice pass. He's got Ethan Knopf. Just couldn't quite handle it initially. Had to settle it down. Now he gets it back to the point to Brady Knopf with a minute in the power play. Knopf slows it down, gets it down low to Ethan Knopf, looking for that pass in front. Good defense there by Cullen to create a loose puck, but it comes right back out in front of the net. Ethan Knopf with a chance. Turnaround shot there taken, doesn't get through it. Now a chance. That was a really nice save. Berhalter making his best stop there of the afternoon. As it was Ethan Knopf looking for that shot on the forehand.
Brockport has to do something about this backdoor play and use running. It's still there.
Finally, a player just kind of slides over to take it away. Niagara still with it set up here. 29 seconds left in their power play. Briggs walks it in. He's got a man in front of the net. Second opportunity, just couldn't quite get that shot away as Trask was wide open in front, and he had just maybe a second too long to get that shot in. Point shot taken from the midpoint by Briggs, doesn't get all the way in on net. They still keep it in here with 10 seconds to go in the power play.
These Brockport penalty killers, I can smell their legs burning right now. They're on fumes right here.
Berhalter makes another save to keep them out of the net there. Niagara does manage to unable to keep it in as stepping out of the penalty box is Olsen. Now we're back to 5-on-5.
I was about to say, how is that not too many men, but I keep forgetting the penalty box is right next to the players' bench here.
It looked like it was one of those awkward changes that was in the process of happening, but it was the players stepping out of the penalty box instead. No harm, no foul, no call. 17 minutes to go in second period play. It's a 3-1 lead for Niagara. They were unable to cash in there on their power play, but they spent the entire 2 minutes in the offensive zone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any power play that doesn't score wants to hear of any positives because, especially when they had the zone time that they had, but you just burned out for Golden Eagles for a really long time. They're going to be exhausted after that because the puck movement and the shooting and the scrambling they had to do just to keep the puck out of their net had to just completely just decimate the gas tank.
Purple Eagles didn't capitalize on the power play, but they certainly maintained the momentum they had going into it.
They did everything else but score.
Brockport trying to get that physical play back going again in the neutral zone, but Niagara gets it into the offensive end nonetheless. Setting it up here is Christopher. Christopher spins, gets it back to the point to Gallagher. Gallagher with a little bit of a unwise pass there, spins and tries to get it down low, and now it gives Brockport a chance to get it into the offensive zone as Bunk was trying to battle through a man there to get a shot in on goal. He finally slides it in front. Udermark unable to cover that one, and it's kept going in the offensive zone for Brockport, but McKenzie comes up with it, fires it cross ice, too far for its intended target, and this one will go for icing. Faceoff will come back into the Niagara zone with just a little bit more than 16 minutes to go in the second period.
And that's what Brockport needed right there. They needed just a small mistake by NU to just maybe give them a second to catch their breath and get an offensive zone faceoff and get some zone time. Get Ethan Udermark moving too. He hasn't had to do a lot, but other than the goal where it was pretty much gift wrapped on him, they got to test him. He's a solid goaltender too. I mean, he's not someone you want to see in the other net when you're down 2.
Shot there from the boards coming in from McCarthy. Looked like it wasn't the easiest one to handle. Comes back out in front to McCarthy. He has 2 opportunities from the doorstep. Great save by Udermark as he was right on his game. Just as Sean was complimenting him, the goaltender manages to back him up and make 2 great saves to keep his team out in front by 2. There's an icing on the play, and the faceoff will come back down into Brockport territory with 15:37 in the second.
Quick little bit on Ethan Udermark, too. I did have the pleasure of speaking with him a little bit ago when the Purple Eagles visited Buffalo State. I actually caught him on the rink doing the tennis ball juggling drill, and he was locked in. I actually felt kind of bad because I asked him a question, and I think I broke his rhythm. But he's a competitor, and I see a lot of Ryan Miller in him by the way he just focuses and how he zones in on the game. The puck's at center ice, and he is fully in his stance right now. He's not a goalie you're gonna catch napping. He's not a goalie you can count on the weird goal. You're gonna have to earn your points on him, and being down by 2 on him, you're way behind the 8 ball period. But when you got a goalie like him, it makes it even harder.
The Manchester, Connecticut native, certainly a solid backstop for his team, and he's got a 2-goal lead to play with. That's certainly what he would hope to see that his team would give him here in this contest. It's a big divisional game for Niagara as they lead the division, looking to maintain that lead. And they're well off to a good start with a 2-goal lead just under 15 minutes to go here in the second.
And speaking of things you don't want to have to go up against when you're down, number 3, P.J. Abbott. Had the pleasure of watching him too. Legitimate number 1 shutdown defenseman in this league. He is poised. He's composed, of course. But he's tough to beat. Got a good stick. He's tough. He's physical. I mean, NU is a team that is very, very well equipped to both get a lead and protect the lead.
Trying to add to it here as Trask drives in towards the net, made a move to the backhand, got it in on net. Save was made, but Niagara keeps it in. Shot comes from the point, doesn't get through the traffic that had built up in front of the goaltender. That gives an opportunity for McCarthy to get it back up ice for Brockport. McCarthy comes in one-on-one, gets free, lets the shot go, and it's another one up over the blocker side glove. And we've got ourselves a 3-2 hockey game here as it's number 15, the Buffalo native Sean McCarthy, getting his team's second goal, a key goal here in this game, getting his team right back into it. It's now 3-2.
Yep, and Sean McCarthy seemed to have taken a page out of the first goal from him. He also, smart play. Like I was just saying, Ethan Udermark is really tough to beat one-on-one. Sean McCarthy slowed himself down, got wide, and knew that he had time and space. Used the defenseman as a screen right there. Really nice shot to put the puck around the defender, but still get it up above the blocker. Utermark never saw it till it was right on top of him. By that time, it was too late, and it was a picture-perfect shot. Some shots, no matter how well the goalie's positioned, you're not stopping them. I think that was one of them.
Very nice offense there from Brockport to get themselves right back into this game. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Golden Eagles either. It was starting to look like they were absolutely on their heels in this game, with Niagara gaining momentum and then pushing that momentum even further. A big goal to make it a one-goal hockey game. They do have to deal with a defensive zone draw here, though. Puck comes back to the point as Niagara wins another draw in the offensive zone. Big hit there as laying out the point man was the two number 26s colliding there. Zach Olson getting the better of Brady Knopf.
That's a thing, too. That's the third or fourth time those two have engaged. I don't know if it's by design or just coincidence, but those are some pops when those two collide.
Well, if you're a physical team, you're definitely going to want to hit the other team's puck-handling defenseman. Brady Knopf is certainly a guy that has the puck on his stick a lot. Not surprised to see Brockport putting the hits on players like him. Shot taken there from Jake Roush right along the goal line, right in on goal as he puts some pressure on after that shot. Carlson goes to his knees and keeps it moving in the offensive zone. Down low, and it's Olson sliding it around behind the net. Olson with 5 goals last night in the Brockport win over Penn State Barron College. Brockport keeping it in right down in front of the net. Ham was there looking for that deflection shot. Might have been better off to grab it and try to make a move. He had a lot of time and a lot of room to do something there.
I don't think he knew how much time he had because he got lost, and Niagara is about as defensively responsible a team as you're going to see. I truly think he thought he had someone behind him and would have turned into a hit if he did that.
When do you ever have time in that position on the ice?
Never.
Rarely.
And the thing is, I mean, I wouldn't know what to do either right there. I'd have been so shocked I had that time, I just would have fell.
Puck is turned over here, but it's going to be offside as the Niagara change was happening too slowly. The guy just getting onto the bench.
Casilio's not happy.
Yeah, the coaching staff there for Niagara letting their players hear it as they're just a little bit slow making that change coming off the ice and end up losing a scoring opportunity out of it.
Where's Paul Hamilton? Because that is his biggest pet peeve with hockey players is when they change slowly, and that cost them a beauty of a scoring chance right there.
They win the draw, though, in the aftermath, and they start up ice again. Puck comes onto the stick of Ethan Knopf, and he gains the zone, then gets taken down. No call made.
Okay.
Looked like he was definitely doing his best to sell that on that play.
I would not have loved that call, but
I would have maybe liked to see both ways. Call the trip, call the embellishment as well.
Okay, or that.
And maybe send a message in terms of going to the ice easily. There's a nice big hit there as Ethan Knopf lays the hit there in the near corner on Kyle Teachout. The two of them now tangled up there for a loose puck. As coming out with it is going to be Sisti. Sisti gets it back to the point. Niagara keeps it going here in the offensive zone. Shot goes wide, comes out to the near boards. Opportunity to clear the zone for Dylan Clark, and he gets it into center ice.
Niagara is attacking the blocker of Burkhalter almost exclusively right now. They are going for that blocker side post every shot, except for here. Oh, they did! He did it anyway.
Riddle being given a huge lane there to carry it out in front of the net. Great scoring opportunity. Almost got it past the goaltender, but now it's going to be Hebler back in the other direction, trying to test the glove hand of Utermark. That one is a fairly easy save for number 72. Holds on for a whistle. 11:33 to go in the second period. It's a 3-2 hockey game, and we've been treated to an exciting affair, exactly what we hoped for in our first live broadcast today.
I hope our viewers are enjoying this as much as we are, because this is the kind of hockey I love to watch. Speed, physicality, great goaltending, and some pretty beautiful goals. And teams that, I don't want to say they hate each other, but there's teams that they're not afraid of each other.
There's another attempt there at the blocker side as it was McKenzie looking for his second of the game. It just went wide on the blocker side. Brockport coming back in the other direction, can't gain the blue line, and is floated back into the neutral zone. Battle for a loose puck. Niagara gets the better of it. 2-on-1 developing here with McKenzie. Can't get that pass across. Great defense by number 25, Ben Leach, as he laid out and then knocked that pass down with a glove, keeping it from being a wide-open attempt right in front of the net.
If Schultz picked that out of the air and scored, I probably would have fallen out of my chair.
Might have had to pick you up from down the stairs there. You'd be down with the spectators.
Just leave me there.
As long as you didn't hurt any of the equipment. That's all that matters.
None of the equipment. No, I got it. I'm far enough away from the equipment where if anything happens, nothing's getting damaged.
Brockport getting it out of the zone there. No icing on the play as the officials ruled that the Niagara player had a chance at that puck. Purple Eagles now starting it up the near side.
Schultz wasn't ready for it.
It could have been a nice long outlet pass. Number 8, Chris Schultz, just not quite looking for it there. It ends up going for icing as it comes all the way back into the Brockport zone. And Brockport going to make some changes here as they get an offensive zone draw. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go in another fast-paced period. The second period here, just as fast as period number 1 was.
I love the way NU's playing hockey right now. Just that no fear, no what's given. Just send that puck up ice and go. I am all for that, for better or worse. It makes for great viewing hockey.
Schultz there with some speed coming through the neutral zone. Brockport players looking to converge on him. Schultz was ready for it. It was a nice collision between 3 different players. Puck now back in the opposite direction as McCarthy lays a hit on Abbott as he dumps it in. Brockport now looking to put some pressure on.
Those are 2 marquee, spotlight players for both teams, and McCarthy and Abbott going at each other.
Just offside here, and Niagara has to clear the zone before they can set up their forecheck. Gives Brockport some room to get it up ice. And just deflected on into the offensive zone. That gives Niagara a chance to get it back into in their offensive zone direction. Brighton trying to make that pass there as he tried to get it passed right out in front of the net. That back check, as Sean mentioned, TJ Cantonese getting that stick tied up. Comes back to the point and comes in from that point as it got scrambled there. And now a loose puck is taken away by Briggs. He takes a hit against the boards. And it's dumped in behind the net where Cullen picks it up. Cullen then takes a big hit as running him over was Chris Fiacco. And you have a whistle being...
Okay. He did touch it with his hand, but NU picked it up. But that also might have been maybe hey, there's some bodies crashing behind the net. Maybe...
Yeah, was the hand pass called on Brockport?
It had to. Well, I mean, I don't know if it had. I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, the puck staying in the offensive zone, so it must have been.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think there was no great scoring chance was forfeited there, but I mean, I know NU picked up the puck there.
Yeah, I mean, NU had the puck, and the Brockport player was down behind the net. They had numbers, maybe, but I didn't see anybody really complaining from the from the bench with the team in black, and they have the puck in the on their stick.
Oh, nice.
Starting up ice from their own zone now. It's Longo trying to make that long pass, just hit a skate on its way over to Moore. Moore now trying to get away from Carlson in front of the scorer's box. Does manage to get it into the offensive zone. Now Cullen starting it back for Brockport.
That's
got a man, Monks, in the neutral zone who just deflects it on in, but he was on his side of the red line. So, as Sean said, that will be an icing. And the faceoff will come back into Brockport territory. 8 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the second period. It's a 3-2 lead for the home side Niagara.
Well, we are not getting any less of the physical in-your-face, hard-nosed hockey that we got in the first period. And again, we're getting the scoring chances as well. I mean, both teams know how important this game is, and they're going for it right now. And they're respectfully hitting each other really hard today. There's no dirty play. Everything's physical. The chirping after the whistle is just that. Teams know that there's points at stake here, and that's what they're going for. And I'm here to see how this plays out, because just when you thought Niagara was about to blow the doors off this place, Brockport, one of the leaders, pots a beautiful shot, and it's a 1-goal game, and now all of a sudden we're back at uncertainty. That's just what we want in the second period.
And certainly an important game when it comes to the Metro Division lead and the playoff race in the Metro Division. 4 teams battling for 3 different spots in the playoffs, and both of these teams are hoping for those playoff spots. Niagara, the top team in the Metro Division. Brockport with games in hand, still trying to make some noise. They're going to have to come back in this game if they're going to add to their point total in the division.
And right there, the defenseman number 20, Mitch Carlson, who we've seen a bit of, not the defenseman, the forward, Mitch Carlson, who we've seen a lot of today, lays a big hit on Knopf right before he lets that one-timer go. If Knopf gets that off clean, we know what he can do with the puck. I mean, we're certainly not going to guarantee a goal, but you gotta like your situation if you're NU and you think Knopf is ripping a one-timer from the slot.
Niagara doing a good job of winning faceoffs in the offensive zone. That one was won, but it actually was Briggs playing it into his own skate, trying to play it back to his man. That gives Brockport a chance to get it up ice. It's Jake Roush carrying it into the offensive zone. Backhand shot right in and goal. Gets his own rebound. Second shot made right in. Udermark making the save, keeping this one a 3-2 game. Niagara back in the other direction. Great stretch pass from Briggs right on the tape of Marcus Bratton. Bratton then loses control of it as he gets driven into the corner. Niagara trying to keep it in there on the far side, but it's going to be Roush finding a loose puck. Can't get it any further than just the dots in the neutral zone, and it's back in the Brockport territory now, as starting the breakout will be Kyle Teachout. Teachout gains the red line, dumps it into the offensive zone. Leviton sets it up there for Niagara, now looking for a long pass through the neutral zone.
Teachout saved the breakout there.
Does manage to get a deflection on it there as Longo now putting some pressure on. Big hit there in behind the net as Brockport now is having to break it out from the near side.
Oh, even Moore put a guy down.
Moore puts that man down as Teachout goes spilling to the ice, and now Niagara sets up their offensive zone pressure. Carrying it there away from the boards was Longo. Tried to rip a shot in on goal, but it goes high and off the glass. Now it gets deflected off of a skate and back into the neutral zone. Aaron Longo going and chasing it down there as his team now looks to regroup and start back up ice at the 7-minute mark of the second period. Puck is kept in at the point there as making a turnaround shot was Dylan Clark. Puck comes spun up the far side then and ends up bouncing into the neutral zone where it's going to be Leach looking to start the breakout for Brockport. Puck ends up all the way in onto the goaltender for Niagara. He sets it up for his defenseman. Purple Eagles come out the near side with Longo getting it along, but that pass is intercepted. Shot attempt right in on goal. That save made as Hebler let the quick wrist shot go right off of that turnover.
Idea, just maybe shoot it lower. What? Oh, what do we got here?
Got a couple of players tied up behind the play here as a little bit of pushing and shoving, not too much coming out of it. It was Abbott there tied up with Dylan Clark.
Nothing's coming out of it. They're getting a warning.
Abbott just a little slower to get back to the ice. They have a couple of more words to share with each other as Abbott heads to the bench.
What? I like it.
Clark still maintaining the conversation here. A little bit, just a little bit more spice to this matchup. I would expect nothing less with the way this game's been played.
And I like the way the refs handled that. Instead of calling penalties and killing everybody's fun, they just told the two players involved, get off the ice, cool down, get back out here. Those two players are too important to be sitting in the box for 5 minutes because they argued after a whistle. And the refs understand that the game flow is just outstanding right now.
Sam Moore using that speed again to get the puck into the offensive zone.
He has player.
Outstanding skating skills, and he has put that on display here in this game so far. He's got 1 goal because of it, and he continues to get the puck up ice for his team using that speed.
Yeah, he is not a big player. He's one of the smaller players out there, but in no way, shape, or form does he allow that to be anything that even resembles a disadvantage to him. Instead of, he will play physical. We saw him put a guy down. He will play physical. He'll play skilled. He'll dig his nose into the corners. And here's the thing, too. If you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile on you. And he's done that already. He's looking to do it again.
6:01 now left to go in the second period. Niagara winning another offensive zone draw. Shot through traffic, hits a skate, then goes wide, but Ethan Knopf quickly on it. Gets it along to Sisti. Now Sisti spins out of the corner, tries to get a shot in on goal. He had plenty of room to let it go, just kind of fanned on it. Then the shot comes in from the point. Now a little bit of after the whistle pleasantries being exchanged.
Good.
Not too much coming out of it, but just enough to keep that temperature up in the game a little bit and keep everyone's attention at the perfect level of focus.
Oh, yes. There has not been an ounce of lull in this game at all. Even when there haven't been goals, there have been hits, there have been chatters, there's been a chirp that I found absolutely hilarious. And honestly, Aaron, I know there's been 5 goals scored in a little more than half a game, but we've had some goaltending, too, that's definitely noteworthy.
It's been a well-played game from all sides of things.
They want that blocker side.
Forwards, defense, goaltending. We're certainly excited for what the next 25 minutes and change of playing time has in store for us as we bridge that 5-minute mark here in period number 2. Niagara starting it up the near side. It's Aaron Longo dumping it in, going in and putting some pressure on himself. Gets to that puck first, then tries to get a pass out in front. Nobody there looking for it, but it's kept in at the far point. Shot taken there, quickly in on goal. Wojciechowski taking that one after making a nice move to get himself free of the Brockport defender. Niagara now making a change here as we have a whistle with 3:14 to go in the second period.
That move by Wojciechowski was very, very subtle, but holy moly, was it effective. Just one little twitch, and he just got in and put a beautiful chance on Burkhalter, who had to make another outstanding save.
Another save there in the aftermath of the faceoff as Burkhalter had to stick that foot out. Another save is right on the doorstep.
Ready to save the game.
It was Riddle there. Matt Riddle had the puck right on his stick from close range, got enough on the shot to get it past the goaltender, but Burkhalter making a big save to keep his team down just 1.
And Riddle did the right thing there as well. He was in too tight to try to lift it. The only way he gets it over the goaltender is he hits the roof. So it was really, really good, powerful, strong goaltending in that butterfly stance by Burkhalter to get down and to hold his position so the puck didn't squeak through him or pop out in front of him.
Just under 5 minutes now in the second period as Niagara again won an offensive zone faceoff.
That's the only factor where we're seeing a noted edge is faceoffs.
Yeah, and it seems like they're winning 80% of their draws in the offensive zone.
I think you're conservative on 80% too. I mean, I
haven't kept count.
I know.
There's Briggs winning another one
Now
cleanly.
we're there.
Back to the point, quick, getting that shot in on goal. It goes just wide, but it serves as a pretty effective dump in, and now Briggs gets a quick turnaround shot. That one just misses the target. Briggs now gets it passed in front of the net as Bratton found him. Just kind of a rolling puck, and Briggs unable to get that shot in on goal.
Teachout might have saved a goal right there, too. No, he was the only one on the rink who knew where that was, and that thing was rainbowing down towards the crossbar. If that thing lands in the paint, it's as good as in.
Kyle Teachout now starting the breakout up the far side. Carlson has the puck in the middle of the ice.
Oh, not good.
Gets it away from one of the Niagara
he got away
defensemen,
with
gets it into the offensive zone, but Niagara quickly gets it back out of the zone, relieving a little pressure. Now race for that puck, and it's going to be Carlson getting to it first, dumping it into the offensive zone with 4:09 to go in the second period. Breakout pass just a little bit too far for Fiacco, and Brockport's able to gain control of the puck, but fanning on that pass was Teachout. Almost a very dangerous play as that puck was free in the offensive zone for Niagara. Just none of the Purple Eagle players could get to it. Outlet pass goes through the legs of its intended target, but no icing on the call. Not sure exactly why. Brockport will have to break it out here as Hebler gets it up into the neutral zone, deflected on by Clark. Ham now in a little bit of a foot race as he tries to get past Leviton. Ham does manage to get the puck out of the skates of Leviton.
Oh, that is just that is a big man that moves real well and has nice hands right there.
And did manage to keep that poise and keep that play moving. Now he has the puck in the offensive zone, and Leviton just spins that backhander right in on goal. As a little bit of what we're seeing here in the overall Niagara Club hockey program on display here.
Confidence.
And
I love it.
Alan Leviton, one of the players that has since joined this team, coming down from the higher level ACHA Division I team, one getting a whole lot of playing time there, taking advantage of the opportunity to get playing time here with the CHF team, and certainly getting a little bit of confidence in his game, as you saw right there.
And again, just there he is.
Yeah, Leviton with some poise, gets that puck quickly up ice. Maybe a 3-on-2 developing for Niagara. Pass comes in front. That shot by Riddle goes just wide. Very nice setup as Niagara got it out of their zone and then into the offensive zone, setting up a good scoring opportunity. Save off the chin, as Sean mentioned, of the goaltender Berhalter. Checking his equipment now as he managed to cover up after that shot hit him in the mask. Getting a little bit of assistance from the officials, and hopefully he should be all set to go without too much of a delay. 3:01 now remaining in the second period. It's a 3-2 game in favor of Niagara, and it appears that the Brockport goaltender is going to need a little bit of work on that mask.
Yes, and I want to go back because I remember in the first period I was calling for Brian Campbell stuff, and Alan Leviton gave it to me.
I think we're going to have a goalie switch here.
Yeah, they are. They're let's see who's coming in.
It's going to be Cameron Kuznier.
I can't imagine this is going to be permanent, but the problem is that's really tough for a goalie to come in cold with an offensive zone faceoff. But I think his mask is legitimately in need of work.
Yeah, this wasn't going to be a quick fix to the mask. So
this is
Berhalter heads to the bench, and coming in is Cameron Kuznier, and he's going to be tested right away. As actually, that's the first defensive zone draw that I think Brockport has won in this game.
And unfortunately, Niagara's forecheck just took it from tested early.
Kuznier making that first save as he has to kick out the left pad in order to make that stop. We'll see exactly how this continues here for the last 3 minutes of the period, as it looks like Kuznier will have to play at least that much before they can get to intermission and maybe get Berhalter's mask fixed. Brockport does manage to clear the zone, making that play and getting the puck into center ice was number 16, Scherberger, as he's getting his first couple of shifts here in the afternoon. Puck comes out in front. Christopher tries to dig that puck out of his skates, and he's unable to do so, and Mason comes out. Mason gets it into the offensive zone, and a little bit of light pressure being put on here by Brockport as they make some changes. Only one player in there on the forecheck, that was John Bunk. He did create a little bit of difficulty, and now Knopf has to stop before he sends that pass up the far side to Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski into the offensive zone, looking blocker side on this new goaltender as well. That save made on the play by Kuznier, as Niagara keeps it in the offensive zone as we're under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Longo putting some pressure on here, but it comes out into the middle of the ice, and getting the puck out of the zone is Cloutier. Cloutier, though, turns it right over, and Wojciechowski comes back. Gets that pass in front. He had a man there. It was Longo. Just couldn't get it deflected in front. A little bit of a battle here in front of the net between both the defenseman and the goaltender and Aaron Longo, as Niagara keeps it in here in the offensive zone. Wojciechowski is shot from distance. That one gets blocked. Nice play there by Cloutier. Now we have a whistle, and it's a hand pass being signaled by the linesman in the neutral zone. And with 1:23 to go in the period, we catch our breath here briefly and get ready for another neutral zone faceoff.
Aaron, just when you think this game couldn't give you any more, you got a backup goalie chucking knucks in the crease. I love all of this.
Well, I don't think that's exactly what the backup goaltender was expecting to do as he came in with 3 minutes to go in the period.
Don't care. He did it, and I love him for it.
He is certainly engaged if he wasn't when he came in. Minute 15 now to go in the period. Niagara's going to look to test him before this period's over. Longo gets that pass out in front. Just unable to quite connect on that one to Trask, but Trask keeps it in. Shot from the point, quick right in on goal. Save made by Kunziar, and the rebound came out. Had to get cleared away by a defenseman. Niagara keeping it in there at the far point. Good play by Quick with 54 seconds to go in the period. Puck bounces out round behind the net, and Cullen looks to start it up, but we're going to have a penalty called.
That's brutal.
It's an interference call in a game where the officials have let a lot go so far. This one they decided not to let go, and it's going to be an interference call with 48 seconds to go in the period, and it's going to be a power play opportunity for Niagara, a team that is lethal with the man advantage.
Yeah, and again, your backup goalie is very engaged, to say the least, but you're putting a goalie who has not had a warm-up and has only seen a couple shots in a really tough spot right now. And to add to it, the majority, pretty much since the Brockport goal, I would say all but maybe 2 or 3 minutes have been spent in the Brockport zone or going towards the Brockport zone. This is big. We said the first kill was big. If you give up a goal here, I don't want to say it's a backbreaker because a lot can happen, but if you are Brockport and you have a chance to get up out of this period down 1 when you probably should be down 2 or 3 right now, you can't allow a goal right here.
It was a big part of the first matchup between these two sides. It was Niagara taking advantage of the power play opportunities that Brockport gave them. Brockport killed off the first one here in this period. This one's a bigger one right now with 30 seconds to go in the period and the backup goalie having to come in over the last couple of minutes.
If you're Brockport, you cannot allow 11 shots on the power play, which is what it felt like they allowed on the first one.
25 seconds to go in the period. Puck comes back to Briggs. He winds up a shot. Doesn't get through traffic. Now a puck is bouncing along in the high slot.
Wait a minute.
This could be an opportunity for Brockport as they have numbers coming into the offensive zone. Pass attempt there by Canton. He was trying to get it to McCarthy in front of the net. That's going to give another opportunity for Niagara to move it up ice, but that pass is too far for its intended target. Horvath moves it up ice, and that should just about do it here for second period of play as Riddle was carrying it into the zone but didn't quite realize the time on the clock. So after 2 periods of play, we've had some great hockey so far. It is a 3-2 game in favor of Niagara.
Again, and we were not robbed of any entertainment value whatsoever in that second period. Still some speed, lots of physicality, 2 absolutely jaw-droppingly awesome goals, great goaltending saves, and then to end it all off, a backup goalie comes in and fires a blocker into a forward's face. Like, I am here for all of this. This is outstanding for our first game here.
We've got ourselves a big Metro Division matchup here. Niagara looking to hold on to the top spot in the division. Brockport looking to get themselves back into the playoff race. It's a 1-goal hockey game as we head to third period play. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short intermission and then be back with the third in about 15 minutes. And welcome back to Dwyer Arena on the campus of Niagara University, as we are now getting set for the third period of action in a big Metro Division matchup here between the home side Niagara University and the visiting Brockport Golden Eagles. It's a 3-2 game. After 40 minutes of play, Niagara with the lead. Brockport obviously looking to come back in this one as we get set for the last 20 minutes of play. Hello, my name is Aaron Elper, and happy to bring you the call of our first regular season UNYCHL broadcast here today. Joined on the call by color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski. Appreciate them taking the time today to help with the coverage of UNYCHL hockey as we now get set to go for the third period. Sean, it was a second period very similar to the first period, a lot to like.
Oh, yes, a whole lot to like and nothing to dislike. Like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. We have goals of the pretty variety. We've got hits, we've got chirping, and we had a backup goalie throwing a punch. Everything is perfect, and now the starting goaltender for Brockport is back in net, and we're noticing he's got a completely different helmet on just for the fact that the pinstripe down the middle is not there. So it looks like the mask might need some actual work at a pro shop like Pure Hockey, but be that as it may, he's back in the net, and we are ready to go for what I believe is going to be a great third period.
I like that, Sean. You're angling for a sponsor on our first broadcast. If anybody else is interested in possibly sponsoring these broadcasts, we are more than happy to listen to you as we get things started here with third period play. Ethan Knopf with the puck here in the near corner as Niagara still has a power play going. 48 seconds remaining in that power play, carrying over from the second period. Top point as it's the two Knopfs playing catch with it. Brady Knopf here at the midpoint looking for that pass over to Briggs. Doesn't have it. Gets it to Ethan Knopf. Toe drag gets that shot in on goal. Pad save made by Berhalter as he makes his first stop after coming back into the game. Shot taken then from the point. That one gets through traffic. It's 4-2 Niagara. Brady Knopf letting the hard wrist shot go, getting the big power play goal to give his team the 4-2 lead.
That is the poison you play with when you take a penalty against these Niagara Purple Eagles right here. That's a tough one to give up right there. Goaltender never saw it. Seeing eye shot from the blue line. If it came off the ice, you probably couldn't slide a dollar bill between the puck and the ice. Exactly what you needed. 45 seconds into the period, Brady Knopf, the other Knopf, puts one in to give NU their 2-goal lead back. Again, Brockport's got an uphill battle to climb now. Like we said, when they took that penalty late in the second, it was going to be big that they killed it. They did not, and now they got a battle.
They get a shot right in on goal as a quick response effort. It was McCarthy taking that shot after winning the faceoff. It was deflected up and out of play by the pad of Utermark. And we have a stoppage with 19:08 to go in the third period. Niagara now out in front by a score of 4-2. And a key little bit of cushion that they've given themselves. They have a dangerous power play, and they're finally able to take advantage of it, getting the power play goal, and it is number 26 getting it, and that, of course, is Brady Knopf. Puck in the neutral zone now is Niagara holding possession of it. Don't really have anything working there, and now back into their own zone as Leviton gets it up ice. Bratton into the offensive zone, looking for a pass there. It doesn't connect. Now in behind the net, Horvath didn't see the puck, and that allows Niagara to keep possession of it down low. Fiacco pinning it to the boards as 3 players from Brockport in there against 2 from Niagara. Brockport with the numbers. They do manage to get the puck out of the corner, and Horvath gets it up to Cantonese. Cantonese gets around his man into the offensive zone. He's got a man in front, tries that spinning backhand pass.
What defense right there. He laid down, took away everything. There's nowhere for that puck to go except on net, and the forward got in way too deep. He was looking past the whole way. Abbott read his eyes and took everything out of that play. Just great defense.
TJ Abbott with a perfect read on that play, going to the ice to block that pass when it was clear that the Brockport player had no other choice but to make that pass.
He was able to control himself while laying on his stomach on the ice. There's no way that's easy. I have fallen way too many times to think that is anything but extremely difficult.
Picking up his defensive partner there who had gotten beat at the blue line. Good play there by number 3 as PJ Abbott is continuing to impress us. The third time that we've seen him this year. He is an excellent defenseman
he's a good
there
one.
for Niagara.
He's a good one. You got to think he's going up at some point. I mean, this kid's got everything.
Quick with the shot from the point. That gets through traffic. Berhalter making a save on a very similar-looking shot to the goal from early in the period. That maze of bodies in front of the net. Berhalter doing a good job this time to make that stop. 17:25 now to go in the third period. It's a 4-2 Niagara lead. Putting some pressure on here in the offensive zone. Brockport able to break that pressure and get the puck up ice. It's Jake Roush. Roush gets it into the offensive zone now, goes chasing in after it, fires a pass right in front of the net, just couldn't get it to Carlson. Went right in front of the crease, though. Now it comes right out in front as reaching for that puck was the captain, Zach Olson. It was just a fraction out of his reach as he was looking to add to his team-leading 11 goals this year. Dan Quick with the puck here in the neutral zone. Tries to make a pass through the middle of the ice. It doesn't connect, and Brockport gets it back into the offensive zone. Only one player in there on the forecheck. It was Zach Olson, but he was close enough to the goaltender, Utermark, to force number 72 to cover it up. And that gives Brockport the advantage of an offensive zone faceoff that they really didn't have to do a whole lot of work for. They were in the process of making the change, but the goaltender Utermark does them a little bit of a favor, and now we get going here with a offensive zone draw for Brockport.
Yep, and when you're Brockport and you're in the situation they find themselves in this third period against the opponent they're on, oh, never mind, 2-on-1.
2-on-1 being created for Niagara here.
Big save.
Huge save right in on goal there as Berhalter making another stop here.
Brockport's got to start getting the puck out of their own end, though. These 2-3 minute spans where it's just NU just playing keep away with the puck, Brockport just can't have that right now.
Having a little bit of difficulty here with our video feed here, but as we continue to work on that, Niagara has the puck in their own zone, looking to move it up ice through the neutral zone. The puck goes all the way back into Brockport territory now as we have 16:15 to go here in the third period. It's a 4-2 lead in favor of Niagara.
Yep. A little bit of a clogged neutral zone right here, and that's exactly what NU wants. Just prevent any sort of breakout, any sort of transition, any sort of speed coming into the zone to cause a backdoor pass or a surprise shot or anything. Just Niagara's just trying to clamp it down right now. And the thing is, as skilled as they are and as perfectly capable as they are of putting up goals, they're equally as capable of just clamping down on you when they have the lead with the goaltending they have and with that two-headed monster on D they have at their top pair with Leviton and PJ Abbott. With respect to the rest of the NUD as they play a complete team game. So Brockport, they got to start getting shots, and NU's had the puck the entire period.
I would actually make an argument that Niagara has three top pairs.
Absolutely. We've just seen Leviton and Abbott the most right now. But here's the thing, though, like you said, Aaron, and if anybody at NU feels disrespected by that, I certainly didn't mean that. NU can fire out three great defensemen. Just right now, we've seen a ton of this pair right now. It almost seems like they're double shifting them.
Doesn't really matter who they're putting out there on defense. They have solid players on the back end to make sure that they
beautifully constructed roster.
Yeah, it really is. For a first-year team. Here's an opportunity right off a turnover as McKenzie had it in front of the net, looking for his second of the game. Had a nice chance, got a shot right in on goal. Berhalter making that stop. Continuing that conversation though about Niagara as they're having so much success in their first year. Shows how well that they've worked hand in hand with the ACHA Division I team here on campus. It was a combined effort, and that's why this team has been so successful.
That's great to see, too. You don't get like that little brother complex from this team, and not to say that happens, but just some people might think, some people might take a look at the situation, oh, they're the JV team. No, this is absolutely not a team of players that nobody wants. I mean, this roster that put together by Sean Casilio, talent, you have – not only do you have good players, you have studs at huge positions. You're loaded at center. You've got the scoring winger. You've got the exciting player in Sam Moore, and you've got Knopf, and you've got Bratton. You've got a very nice goaltender, and then you have the shutdown defenseman, and then, as they say, the rich get richer, and then once you put that roster together, you go ahead and you pluck a defenseman off the ACHA team, and he drops in and plays huge minutes. So, I mean, just great work by the Purple Eagles as an organization at both levels, communicating with the coaching staff and the players. Look at this team they put out there. It's their first year. They're not even fully developed yet.
Yeah, 12-4-1 on the season, looking to pick up their 13th win here this afternoon. They're well on their way towards doing so, leading this one by a 4-2 count. They have the puck in the offensive zone, creating a little bit more difficulty for Brockport here. And just kind of continuing that conversation, Sean, it really was an intense... PJ Abbott interrupting me there as I'm talking so nicely about the Niagara program to lay a big hit there in the neutral zone, and more examples of what they've been able to develop here and to build here with this first-year program. A physical group, but it looks like they've taken a penalty here as
there was a trip.
Leviton knocks his man down in front of the net, and it's going to be an opportunity for Brockport to go on the power play as probably a big moment in the game for them. Down to just a little bit less than 14 minutes to go in regulation. This is a key time for Brockport to get their first chance on the power play today.
Absolutely, and what you want here for Brockport is obviously to score, but you have an opportunity to get the goal, which means you get to lengthen the period of time you get to play before you have to slam it into panic mode and just start firing at the net. But I want to go back to that hit by P.J. Abbott. We're talking about how technically sound he is. P.J. Abbott goes back to the 1980 Red Army team and just labels a hip check on the guy. I mean, is there anything this kid can't do? He's a freshman. And
a little bit of a mix-up there in front of the net.
Stuff.
Great save there, kind of lost in the mix there as Utermark had to see that shot through a bunch of different people. He saw it clearly, the shot coming in from the point from Leach, then the little exchange there in front of the net. Hopefully nothing too much coming out of it. The referee over there having a conversation to try to get cooler heads to prevail, and we get restarted here. Just 10 seconds gone in the man advantage for Brockport. McCarthy on for this draw for the Golden Eagles, but Briggs winning it for Niagara, and that allows the NU Purple Eagles to clear the zone and get the puck all the way back into Brockport territory.
Yes, and the first guy down the ice is a Purple Eagle.
Just a little bit of token pressure. Make sure that you're paying attention, especially when the goalie comes out to play it.
Just in case you hit a rod or someone falls, there's a guy right there. You got to like it.
Leach gets it up to Cantonese, tries to get a shot right in on goal, but that one hits the side of the net, and that gives Niagara a chance to break it out of the zone, get it back into center ice. Now a minute 23 left on the Brockport power play as their captain, Zach Olson, dumps it in. Cantonese in there to put some pressure on, creates a loose puck. He's got Clark there, but Clark gets hauled down. He still has the stick tied up in his midsection. Puck comes out of the corner. Zach Briggs making a good play there. Now he's created a 2-on-1. Briggs and Ethan Knopf into the offensive zone.
Yep.
Briggs gets it across. What great patience and an easy finish for number 15, Ethan Knopf. A textbook 2-on-1 shorthanded finish for the Purple Eagles. It's a 5-2 lead.
You know you did. You know you executed the 2-on-1 to perfection when the goaltender and the one defenseman back end up on top of each other behind the net. And that, I'm not being funny. Everybody goes to the pass. He gets himself down low to a point where he has to shoot it with an absolutely perfect pass with the defender in his hip. Puts the pass across the goal crease. Wide open net. I mean, Aaron, if the boot is on the neck right now, it's almost time. I mean, Brockport needs to get it going now. And NU, they've opened up this period with two really nice goals.
Just a great 200-foot play there by Zach Briggs. He dug the puck out of his own corner, battled against a couple of different Brockport players to get the loose puck free, then made a couple of moves to get himself enough room to skate it up ice, and then the perfect pass to set up his teammate Ethan Knopf in front of the net, and just an empty net for Knopf to bury it into. He could have skated it around the net once or twice and put that one home and had plenty of time to do it. Brockport, they're looking for that answer here in front of the net. That pass comes right out in front of the cage, just unable to find somebody there. They did get a shot in on goal in that opportunity. Still 15 seconds to go on that Brockport power play.
Sam Moore giving what, where is he? Mitch Carlson a little bit of a love tap as he skates by. I mean, Carlson's a big boy and Moore is not, but Moore does not care.
Carlson with a puck there in front of the net. He had it on his backhand with his back to the net. Got a quick shot off. Utermark had to be definitely paying attention there to make that save. Great save in the process. Covers it up, make sure there's no rebound. And that does it for the Niagara penalty. They are back to 5-on-5 here with 11:47 to go.
To say the least.
It was part of what we've seen top to bottom here from Niagara today. They've played solid hockey, whether it's their power play. Their first penalty kill there was really good. They scored a goal, didn't give up one. And now Bratton coming with speed in the opposite direction. Bratton tries to get it wide there, just losing control of it as he tried to make that move in towards the net.
Yeah, Zach Olson fed me my words right there because I thought he was dusted, but he did a really good job recovering and getting his stick on Bratton just before he let that shot go.
Niagara with the 5-2 lead. It is Brady Knopf carrying it out of his own.
Actually, his own guy.
I've never seen that happen before. Just kind of careless stick play there. Fiacco ends taking his man down.
We're getting everything today.
Niagara does get it into the offensive zone. The puck then comes up and out of play into the seats. And we'll have a stoppage with 11:12 now to go in the third period. It's been an exciting game from start to finish. Niagara pulling ahead here in this third period. They've gotten both of the third period goals, and they have a 3-goal lead right now.
Yep, and NU's got Brockport right where they want them right now. Game is certainly not over. At this level, you can see 3 goals in 5 minutes. Just ask Brockport about that, their last game. But they have a Goliath to slay right here, so let's see if they can play David.
All right, Gallagher keeping it in there at the point, keeping it in the offensive zone for Niagara as they're protecting a 3-goal lead. This is certainly where they want to be playing hockey, in the Brockport zone for the next 11 minutes or so. As Brockport now trying to break it out here on the near side. It's going to be Cullen with the puck. Gets that one up ice to Cloutier. Cloutier gains the blue line, then gets knocked down. Puck is dumped in behind the net by Scherberger. He takes a big hit in behind the net. Then it comes back to the point where Cullen winds up a slap shot, but a nice block as Riddle was quickly on top of him to keep that shot from getting through and into the cage. Good play to avoid that check by Wojciechowski. Now Riddle with some room in center ice. Makes a move at the blue line, maintains possession of it, gets it into the offensive zone, now gets wide on the defenseman, loses control of it there and behind the net, now setting up a little bit of pressure there as two different Niagara players battle against two Brockport players. And Cullen is the one coming out of there, that pile for the Golden Eagles, getting it up ice. Scherberger dumping it in, and Brockport going for a change. Niagara's going to have plenty of time to get it up ice here as we are at the 10-minute mark of the period. Right at the Brockport blue line now. Picked up and moved up ice by C.J. Mason. Icing waved off as it deflected off a Niagara player. Clearing attempt doesn't succeed there as Gallagher takes a big hit in behind the play. He's slow to get back to the ice, and the referee blows the play dead. And hopefully number 7 gets back to his skates. He does seem to be okay there, maybe trying to sell the hit for a penalty. Never a bad idea. He doesn't get enough attention for the referee to get the call. Does get a little bit of a stoppage. Now he heads to the bench to shake off any cobwebs that might be there. Offensive zone draw coming up for Brockport with 9:45 left in the third period.
And Brockport still, they're going to play physical. That's their identity right now. Doing it in the offensive zone is a good way to create a scoring chance because they're going to need to do everything they can to get at least one, which they can then get to 2 and then to try to tie it.
Going to have to hurry up and get that first one here if they're going to have their best odds to get back into this game. Obviously, you can score goals in as short a time as possible, but the quicker you can get that first one to start that comeback, the more it will seem possible when you're thinking about the team psyche.
Yep, a two-goal lead is just seems, well, it feels so much less daunting than a 3-goal lead. And Brockport, you got to think, is going to try to get that one as quick as possible. You got to think their bar before, busting the glass and slamming the panic button is right at the 5-minute mark.
Niagara obviously just going to try to take the air out of the ball here, essentially, and just keep on slowing it down. This is most of the times you'd not like to ice the puck like they did there, but it just kind of keeps the game a little bit slow, and
it's not the worst last resort when you're up by 3.
Yeah, makes it a little bit more difficult.
You got this,
for
though,
Brockport.
You can just rip it down the ice because you got a kid who can skate 1,000 miles an hour chasing the puck down.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and ice it, know that your guy's going to beat out every icing opportunity. Comes back to the point to Abbott. He just calmly feeds it down low. He's got Trask there in the corner. His pass to the point doesn't succeed, and it comes all the way back into Utermark, and he sets it up for Abbott here in front of the net.
Going 200 feet is definitely a lot. Doesn't feel like your legs are as heavy when you're winning.
Yeah, but when you're trying to come back in a game, it's a long distance. It's more like 500 feet.
Yeah, it's a bag skate. It's bag skating at that point, and they're just decided we're controlling the puck. Come get it, and they're doing a whale of a job doing it so far.
Probably see them being a little bit extra careful in terms of their defensive zone responsibilities, not pushing it too far up ice, making sure they don't get caught into a bad spot where they have numbers coming back on them.
They'll send the hanger for sure, but they're only gonna shoot it to him if he is wide open. And that hanger's probably taking one circle, looking back, and then coming back into the offensive zone.
Niagara forces a turnover at their blue line. They quickly move it up ice, but sent back into the Niagara territory by Brockport as they now look to keep it in here at the near point. That first attempt to keep it in succeeds, but Bratton now carries it through the neutral zone, gains the blue line for Niagara on the offensive end, taking a hit just inside the blue line. Puck comes dangerously out into the slot. Brady Knopf just kind of slows things down and carries it down into the corner.
Perfect.
He's got a man down there, Fiacco, to keep it moving. Now comes back to the point to Gross.
Oh, they're going to play this game all day if they can. They're just going to play horseshoes around the back of the net.
Yeah, just cycle it up there around behind the net, along the sideboards, keep it in the offensive zone for as much time as possible. Force Brockport to do a lot of work to get the puck out of their zone before they could even get it up ice.
You shouldn't have touched that. That would have been a hand pass.
Briggs now comes back into the offensive zone, looking to add to his team's lead. Looking high glove there. Nice save by Berhalter, getting the shoulder on that one. And now it's up ice for Horvath. Horvath making a move, but can't get it free around the defenseman. Brady Knopf, perfect positioning there. Nice stick there to keep that play from developing. And now here comes Niagara into the offensive zone. Big slap shot taken there by Quick. Right in on goal. Berhalter making the stop. And
they're going to make him go 200 feet, just like we said.
Yeah, it's game slowing down just a little bit here, but that's probably intentional from a Niagara perspective here. There's no need for them to continue that run and gun that they had in the early part of the game because that could just get them in a little bit of trouble here.
And they have the players where they can just hold the puck. They've got the stick handlers, they've got the defensemen, and they've got the passing down where they can play this way, and they can be very, very effective at it. I mean, this is a team you just do not want to go down. You just do not want to go down against them, because they are very difficult to come back against. I mean, we saw Buff State get down on them, and they would try to mount a comeback, but then once NU said enough is enough, they just literally played hot potato with the puck for minutes at a time until Buff State made a furious try at the end, but it was too little too late. That's what's required of Brockport right now, but the way NU's holding the puck, that seems like a Herculean task.
Brockport's going to have to make plays here to get back into this game. I don't anticipate Niagara making any mistakes to give them an opportunity to come back.
Unforced errors are not going to happen right now.
Tabor Monks into the offensive zone for Brockport. Good deflection on that shot as Isaiah Christopher got the stick on it, deflecting it up and out of play, keeping the shot from coming in on goal. Now have 6:41 remaining in the third period. It's a 3-goal lead for Niagara as they continue to try to keep a hold of the first spot in the Metro Division. They have the tiebreaker over the University of Buffalo, and they control their destiny in terms of winning the division, but every divisional game is going to be key for them, and this one was one of the ones that they had to have circled in terms of the second half calendar as the big early test.
Absolutely, and Brockport does have, I don't want to say it's an advantage, but they have something in their back pocket. They have to play a lot more games. So, I mean, this is an opportunity to maybe get ahead of the sticks right now, but NU just came out with a – look at this.
Another stretch pass successfully connected.
Great D, though.
Good defense there. Is coming back on that play was Souter to get the stick on Riddle and keep him from going in all alone as that's a play that they have been really good at connecting. They have – you can tell that they spend a lot of time working on that in practice. It is bang, bang right off the draw, and everybody is in the spot that they need to be. This is maybe one of the downsides of having this game broadcast if you're looking at it from a Niagara perspective, because that play is going to be seen on video by other teams. And if you don't know how to defend it, this Niagara team is going to punish you with that quick stretch pass, getting the puck up ice, forcing your defense on their heels quickly.
Absolutely, but here's the thing, Aaron, you're right, but Niagara's really good at this. They're really good at it, and they're really smart about it, too. They're not living and dying by it. They pick their spots. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if teams get a look at this, how they counter it, but I don't know how successful teams are going to be in shutting this down. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, like you said, add a little intrigue. Maybe we can sit there with that evil grin like, hey, let's throw our little 2 cents into this.
We've never been afraid to do that. Brockport may be developing an opportunity here as Bunk gets it in on goal. Had a man in front, but the rebound pretty well controlled there by Utermark, and now Niagara quickly up ice. Pass is fanned on in the neutral zone, and that turns possession back over to Brockport. They set things up here in their own zone as we're approaching the time where Sean thought the Golden Eagles might have to start panicking and really pressing here.
There.
Coming up to the 5-minute mark, 5:20 now in the third period as Ethan Knopf now spinning in the offensive zone, keeping the puck away from Brockport, making them play defense before they can do any work to get back into this game. Puck comes out into the high slot of the Brockport zone. McCarthy taking it up ice. He's got a man on him, and Abbott makes sure that there's nowhere to go with that puck. Great defense by number 3, P.J. Abbott.
That's
he
only
starts the breakout.
Time I've seen that this year from him.
And you've only seen 3 games he played.
I know. That's the point. Because he's just – I mean, this kid is just – I don't see how – there's nothing missing to his game. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Size, skating, offense.
There's a quick shot in on goal as a loose puck came out to Sean McCarthy. He got the shot right in on goal. Might have caught Utermark napping a little bit. Shot got through him. And Brockport has gotten themselves their 3rd goal here.
They're not done yet.
It's down to that 2-goal deficit that we mentioned as being mentally a little easier to come back from. That 3 goals seems like a lot. 2 goals, a little bit more manageable. We have 4:44 left in the third. We'll see what sort of push Brockport can put on here as they've gotten their first goal of the third period and now have a chance to at least claw back into this a little bit more.
I mean, we did mention that the Barron game, not knowing going into the game, but how it ended would be a good tune-up for Brockport. Well, they were able to score basically at will against Barron, no disrespect to the Nittany Lions. So they've done it, which means they know how to do it. So they've got it, but
different competitive animal here.
The opponent is one. I mean, it's possible, and they're going to try it. They're setting up a 2-1-2 check to try and force turnovers, but it would be a great comeback, and I want to see if it happens.
Yeah, a little bit more than 4 minutes to go as we see if the Brockport Golden Eagles can continue to mount this comeback. It's Cullen with the puck, trying to get that long stretch pass, just unable to get that one onto the tape of TJ Cantonese, and it comes back down into Brockport territory, and they'll have to deal with a defensive zone draw, and It's going to be on the blocker hand side of the goaltender, Berhalter. And
this is not what Brockport wants, though.
Yeah, we've talked about the face-offs that Niagara has done such a good job of, especially in the offensive zone. They don't actually manage to control that one, but they have possession of the puck as it comes out in the neutral zone. Brady Knopf just firing it back in, again forcing the Brockport team to use the full 200 feet of the ice.
And look at this forecheck. They're meeting them at center ice.
It's an 0-5.
Yep, it's an 0-5.
It may be a 1-4 or an 0-1-4, but there was not a lot of pressure there in the neutral zone. Basically just forcing Brockport to turn the puck over. They did turn it over, and then it looks like we have an offside call being made. And now there's a little bit of a conversation between the official and one of the Niagara players here, as the official seems to be telling Wojciechowski exactly what he saw in that play.
Wojciechowski seemed to accept the answer because he stopped after he got his explanation.
I think it was the quick "what was that?" and he got the answer.
Good. Well, good. The ref provided the answer, and there was no pushback. That's what you love to see.
All right, so now Brockport is continuing to try to mount their comeback here. That slap shot taken from the point by Cullen doesn't get through. Now numbers for Niagara. It's going to be Longo taking that shot from the far side. Wrist shot right into the pad of the goaltender. Save was made, kept in there at the point. Wojciechowski stepping in, making that pinch. Despite the fact that his team's still protecting this lead, he knew he had enough time, made a very solid play there.
Absolutely, and like you keep saying, I mean, the panic threshold for the third goal went to 2 minutes, and we are 59 seconds away from that. And that's not going to work against NU. And that's unfortunate because that's the quickest way to get down the ice, but NU is literally going to give you everything but that right here.
You're probably going to have to skate it up ice a good ways before you start encountering the defenders. If you try to make that long stretch pass, that's exactly what they're trying to bait you into here.
And you're getting the forward, you're throwing him right into the teeth of a defense where three guys are going to hit him from all directions possible.
Easy clearance there for Niagara as Brockport was changing. Abbott looking for a nice clearing pass here.
Oh, that's
that
it.
One's deflected. It actually stays in the zone here. Now an opportunity to put some pressure on as the Niagara defense does a good job of recovering. Souter keeping it in here at the near point, battling against Militello to keep it just inside the blue line.
He got away with that.
It does get cleared into center ice and then back into Niagara territory.
That's an interesting no call if Brockport gets a goal in the next couple seconds.
2:10 now remaining in regulation as Niagara putting some pressure on here.
We had help.
As Christopher there putting some pressure on, gets it out to McKenzie, right in on goal. Militello had that shot from point-blank range. Berhalter making the stop there. They're going to be looking, Brockport will be to get the goaltender out of the net here shortly, I would have to imagine.
They're out of legs, man. They're tired.
They got to get the puck out of their zone first. Clark does get it up ice. He's got a man in front of the net.
Defense.
Trevor Ham just couldn't quite get a hold of that. Good defense made on the play. Then a shot taken from distance. Tabor Monk's getting that one right in on goal. Good save made by Utermark. Back up ice. Now it's PJ Abbott. Just goes to the backhand and flips it in, killing off a little bit more time here. 1:30 to go in regulation. Berhalter now heading to the bench as Brockport gets the puck up ice. Clearing attempt doesn't succeed, and Mason keeps it in, drives it towards the net. What a pretty shot up under the bar. Over the shoulder of the goaltender. It's a 5-4 hockey game on a beautiful individual effort by the defenseman, number 18, CJ Mason. An absolute highlight reel finish there. Beautiful goal. It's a 5-4 hockey game. Don't go anywhere, folks. We still have 1:18 to go. This game is still far from decided.
Yes, and that's the first mistake I've ever seen PJ Abbott make ever. And it was a rolling puck. Tough break for him. Forward picks up the puck and just goes right in. CJ Mason looked for the back door, got Utermark to drop his shoulder just a little bit, and then he roof jobbed it. A lot of people didn't know it went in either. That thing got out of the net quick, but we had a perfect.
Dangerous play there. That shot from center ice was right in on goal. Rebound opportunity was there for Cantonese. Had the chance. Now a point shot taken by Leach. Goes off the backboards. Now a scramble for that loose puck in front of the net. Brockport coming out with the puck. McCarthy getting it back to the point. Mason has it there. Getting it deep into the zone. Brady Knopf now looking to clear it. Comes to the point. Kept in by Leach. His shot goes just wide. 47 seconds now remaining. Puck kept in on the far side by McCarthy. He's got Roush, but Roush tried to get it to Olsen in front. That one's intercepted by Bratton. Now Bratton goes up ice with it, takes a little bit of a bump, gets it into the offensive zone. Players go spilling to the ice.
Brockport wants a trip, and I don't blame him.
No calls made. Probably could have been called in either direction there. Now under 29 seconds to go. Niagara unable to clear it out of their zone as Briggs battles for a loose puck. Comes out to Cantonese in front of the net. Roush with a big shot right in on goal. Utermark making the key save to keep it a 5-4 hockey game. Brockport got the chance they wanted there. just couldn't get it past the goaltender Utermark.
They needed a save, and they're going to need one more, but Utermark comes up big, gets right on top of the blue paint, does not care about the traffic in front. Utermark's only intention was to smother that puck and hold it. For the first time all game, Aaron, NU looks like they're panicked.
19 seconds to go in regulation.
Face-offs.
Didn't see a face-off or a timeout taken there. Thought one might have come. Niagara gets control of the puck.
Wait.
Trying to clear it. Can't get it past the defenseman Cullen. Now 9 seconds to go. Kept in by McCarthy in the corner. Tries to get that pass out in front. Gets tied up here in the corner with 3 seconds. Niagara just trying to pin it to the boards, and they will successfully do so. As now we have a little bit of a scuffle here in the corner as the two teams come together trying to battle for that loose puck. Right as the waning seconds, and it's going to actually be.
This is bad. They're throwing punches.
We've got a full-on scrap here. Players have come off the Niagara bench.
Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. PJ Abbott, don't. If anybody who comes off the bench and engages is going to get suspended. They got to be smarter than this. Abbott's pulling people out. NU has got to chill right now. You're losing players if anybody throws a punch.
Well, there was quite a melee there in the corner as NU was just pinning the puck to the boards to kill off the final seconds of the
Brockport
period.
did that. I don't understand why.
And you saw maybe just a little bit of the frustration with a late hit coming in there, and that led to a flurry of exchanges between the two sides. Finally, cooler heads starting to prevail here as they have come apart. Kudos to number 3, PJ Abbott, doing a good job to keep his teammates from joining in that fray. That could have turned into a real mess, even more so than it already was. We'd hate to see a great game end in that fashion there, but glad that things didn't progress any further, and you actually see players from both sides shaking hands, making sure that
it's a great game.
There's still a little bit of conversation going on here in the corner here as the one Brockport player that was right in the middle of it, number 17, Cantonese, he was still involved in a conversation with the Niagara player, but it seems that finally we have a little bit of pressure being relieved here, and we have the conclusion of what was an excellent hockey game.
Yes, absolutely, and I don't mind the scrap. Oh, I mean, they're still. I mean, Knopf is still. Oh, they're calling him back. No, there's more. We're not done yet. Oh, he had a stick. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's kind of funny.
It was rather amusing. It was a little bit of a tense moment there. Obviously, at the end, we didn't want to see the game end in that fashion because it was such a well-played game. There was a lot of emotion, so it's not 100% surprising to see something like that develop, especially when you have a play where the puck's not moving and one side is full of desperation trying to get that tying goal. Not necessarily a surprise that happened. Kind of an unfortunate way to end our first broadcast, but
it's good to see
what a great hockey game.
Good to see that all that happened was a scrum between the 5-on-5 players. Kudos to PJ Abbott showing what a leader he is, getting out there and just getting people from his bench to not do something that's going to hurt them in the long run. Like you said, they control their destiny, but that goes out the window if you lose half your team because they got into a scrap at the end of a game that they won. So smart on everybody. Good to see most players on both teams shaking hands. Every fan in attendance and everybody who will be kind enough to give this broadcast a watch is going to be treated to a great hockey game.
It certainly was exactly what we were hoping for with our first UNYCHL live broadcast. Can't wait to bring you more games throughout the rest of this season. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Be sure to enjoy the Bills game this evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. For Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, I'm Aaron Elpern. Thanks for tuning in.